Yo, what's good? Welcome to one of the dopest shows on YouTube where we talk about everything under the sun as long as we get back to the money. I'm your host, Courtnee Edgar. Yo, what is good with y'all, man? How y'all feeling? Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. Your boy feeling good. We are feeling good. We're getting closer and closer to that 1K subscription. I think we are less than 130 subscribers away from 1,000. That's dope. You feel me? So we're gonna continue to keep showing up. We're gonna continue to keep putting out this good content and continue to keep getting better and leveling up because that's what it's about. It's all about being earned and not given. All right. So before we get to the topics, because we got some fire topics tonight, and so y'all want to get y'all drinks and y'all want to lock in, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm and hit that notification bell because it's gonna help the type of people that like my type of content be able to find me, man. Because listen, like I said, it's one of the dopest shows on YouTube. And you need to be here. All right. So I want to go ahead and get into it, man. First topic of tonight. I don't know if y'all heard about it or not, but Lia Thomas, for those of you who don't know, that is a transgender man, right? Did I say it correctly? A transgender man has been, all of his titles have been revoked from women's sports. So we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that. Then I'll give my further thoughts on it. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it.
A big victory for women's sports as UPenn agrees to follow President Trump's mandate and ban transgender women from female sports teams. The Ivy League school will also revoke trans swimmers of her titles. And all female athletes displaced by Thomas will be reinstated and get a written apology from the school. Thomas's former teammates. We have Margot Kaczorowski. We also have Ellen Holmquist. They've both filed a lawsuit against the university earlier this year, and they're also joined by their attorney, Bill Bott. Good morning to all of you.
Morning.
Morning, Ainsley.
Good morning. Good morning. All right, Margot, I'll start with you because you were in two of the same events as Lia Thomas. You were denied your win because Lia was competing, your recognition. So how does this new news affect you?
Yeah, so I try to think about it more on like a broader scale because I'm really not doing this for myself or anything. What I went through was hard enough, but really I'm doing this for the future generation of girls to go through the program, to go through D1 athletics, and I really want just what's best for them. So I would like for women's rights to be upheld to the utmost standard and for those titles and records to come down.
Is this enough for you, what they did?
It's a good starting point. I'm really grateful for the Trump administration and what they are doing to protect women, but there's so much more to go. Doing this without the federal government forcing them. So I think we have a long way to go to make sure that women's rights are upheld and policies are in place to ensure the verification process that it's only females in women's sports.
Okay.
Hey, ain't that Riley? That's Riley. Ain't it? That's Riley.
Okay. Now, Ellen, you were left off the 2022 Ivy championship team roster because Lia Thomas participated. You missed that by one spot. So this latest news doesn't mean that you're competing again. It doesn't mean that can change that. How do you feel?
I think this is a good step in the right direction. Like Margot said, I'm really doing this for future Penn swimmers, future young girls that want to compete in college sports and make sure that this situation that happened to me never happens to someone else in the future. But there are still a lot of steps that need to be taken by Penn and other universities that have been going down this path. So I'm excited to see the change and appreciate the administration and the help of icons with this.
Okay, Bill, you were the lead attorney in the investigation of Lance
live
Armstrong.
right now.
You have a lot of experience with sports laws and Title IX cases. What do you think about this?
Well, the interesting thing, Ainsley, is that at the same time they're telling President Trump at the University of Pennsylvania that there are 4 women in women's sports and they're going to protect them. They're fighting Margot and Ellen and their teammate Grace in court, and they have an acknowledged responsibility in court. So we're seeing very inconsistent positions from the University of Pennsylvania, and which is why we're continuing to pursue the lawsuit against the school.
Yeah, we're all wondering if other schools will follow suit. Why do you think, what did it? I know that President Trump and the Department of Education, they were the ones going after UPenn. What changed UPenn's mind?
Well, more than $100 million was on the line, and I think they simply made a decision to say what the president wanted them to say and make a commitment. But it's not a binding commitment. That's why we're continuing the lawsuit, to get a judge to tell them what Title IX means and tell them to stop changing your position and have one position of protecting, defending women and their opportunities like the law requires.
Margot and Ellen, the school says they're going to send personalized apologies.
My thing is, what I don't understand is, why aren't there more women fighting for this? Why aren't there more women fighting for this? You have biological men competing in women's sports. Now, let me preface it by saying this. No, this is not me being homophobic. I don't care what you do with your life. I don't care how you operate. I don't care about none of that. I don't. As long as it don't impede on my life, I'm perfectly fine with it, right? Do your thing. Do you, dog, because either way, it don't matter. It don't mean shit to me. Do what you got to do, right? But when it comes to biological men, I want to continue to keep prefacing that. When it comes to biological men being in women's sports, that's a no-go, and that should have been a no-go right out the gate. I don't care how many pills you take or all the medication or what things you had to cut or what surgeries you go under. At the end of the day, you're still a biological male. You still have a biological makeup of a male. You're still stronger, bigger, bone density is a lot, bone density, all of that shit. So you can transform all you want. You can put the mask on. You can hide behind the costume all you want. You still a man, and vice versa. For the women who want to be men, who swear that they are men, no, ma'am, it don't work that way. I'm sorry, but again, it does not mean that I'm homophobic or anything like that. No, that's not what that means. But this should not be a thing, and there should be far more women, especially all of these feminists. All of the feminists, oh, it's about women's rights. It's the ones who hoorah and woe is me. They should be the main ones on the forefront, on the front line, fighting this shit tooth and nail. This should not have been a thing. This should not be a thing. It shouldn't. Men need to be in men's sports. Women need to be in women's sports. And if those men can't compete in men's sports, oh wait, just go find something else to do, bro. You're just gonna have to quit sports. Because how can you, as a man, as a competitor, in your head, you feel as if, well, you know what? I can't compete with these other fellas. So what I'm gonna do, because I feel this way in my head, I feel like, mind you, I feel like I was born the wrong person. I feel as if I was born the wrong gender. Cool. You can feel however you want to feel. At the end of the day, you're still a man. So that don't mean you got the right to go play in women's sports. And now you feeling accomplished because you went and beat a whole bunch of women and you're a biological male. Make that shit make sense to me. Can somebody make it make logical sense without throwing their feelings into it? That's a fair point. That's a fair point, Tyler. That's a fair point. Most women aren't big on sports. That's probably why. And that's a great point. And that's a huge problem. But a lot of women fight this feminist. They got this feminist movement. A lot of women want this empowerment. But then you got men who want to be in women's sports. They need to fight that regardless. They need to fight it across the board, not just for their own personal benefit or this certain job that they want to be in or this certain industry that they want. No, across the board. They need to fight for that across the board. Because you got a lot of feminists who talk about women empowerment, but at the same time, you're trying to empower T-girls or transgenders. How does that work? So you're empowering a biological man to become more feminine, but yet you're fighting the very thing. You're going against another man, so you're kicking yourself in the fucking foot. Should have told the nigga, nope. If you want to compete, go back over there with the fellas. Go do your own thing. Don't come over here fucking up with what we got. It's already bad enough that a lot of women don't support sports anyway. And then now you want to come over here and take everything? Nah, big dog. You gotta get up out of here. Bag him up. Bag him up.
Letters to the affected female swimmers. Have either of you received a letter? Margot, I'll start with you.
Yes, I did receive a letter last night, and while they, are kind of acknowledging what went on that year, they're really not taking, full accountability the way that I wish that they would. And I think that they have an opportunity here if they're going to accept responsibility to then work with us, work with girls who actually want to see change, and ensure that women's rights are protected going forward. But they're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
They're still fighting us. So I'm hoping that they can kind of get on that path.
Okay, Ellen, how about you? Did you receive a letter?
I also did receive a letter in that same vein. It was more so passing the blame onto the NCAA, saying they were abiding the rules at that time, and these are the rules at this time, so it wouldn't be allowed now. But it's really not acknowledging the fact that that was completely wrong in the time of 2022. So I'm hoping that things start to change and they take this opportunity to take full responsibility in court.
Yeah, I'm sorry it didn't change things for you ladies, but I am glad for the future generations. Thank you so much. Margot, Ellen, Bill, thanks for getting up early for us.
Thank
you,
you.
Ainsley.
You're welcome.
Yeah, big dog. It's a no for me. You already wrong. You was already on the wrong side anyway. That should not be a thing. That should not have been a thing. So now you got to correct it. And you're doing just that by taking those titles away from Leah Thomas. You're doing the right thing. Because again, and I'm gonna reiterate it again, men should not be in women's sports. No, that's not hatred. That's not me hating. That's not me being homophobic. That's not me. Oh, you hate the community. No, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. That ain't got shit to do with nothing. It's simply standing on facts. It's simply standing on what is. You are a man. No matter how much medication you take, big dog, take all the medication you want to make them estrogen levels rise. Still a man. Still a man, big dog. And you shouldn't be in women's sports. If you really want to compete, you really want to be a competitive swimmer, and you want to truly earn those titles, go and compete where you're supposed to. And that's not in the female. That's not with the females. That's with the other guys. Go and compete with them. Then if you win, then hey, I beat them out. I beat everybody out. I think that's sucker work. You know what it's kind of like? It's kind of like the guys who are in the NBA. There was a question that was asked, and I think it was on Gil's Arena. And Gil's Arena asked the question. He said, I believe it was, I'm not sure if it was Gil's Arena who asked the question or the host, whichever one. But the question was, would you prefer to make, I'm not sure the amount, so I'm just going to make up a random number because I'm paraphrasing here. Would you rather make $260 million, be a starter, scoring 30 plus points a game, but you never win a ring? Or would you be a person, or would you rather not be an impact player, meaning you're riding the oak, you're not really getting much playing time, you're not getting that much playing time, you're not really being impactful of the team. And if you do get in, it's probably the last 1 to 2 minutes of the game, but you get a ring. Which one would you rather be? Two individuals, I believe it was Rashad McCants and Swaggy. They said, I would rather get the ring. But Gil's Arena and Brandon Jennings said, hell nah, give me the 260 mil without the ring. Because that lets me know I'm still that dude. I just hadn't won the ring yet, so I'll take the money versus taking just the ring. And so the way that I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, I'm taking the money. I'm not taking the ring. Fuck that. Because I still didn't earn it. I'm riding the bench. I didn't put it forth. I didn't necessarily contribute when it mattered. Why would I want to just sit around? Yeah, I got the ring, bro. Don't nobody remember you. Don't nobody remember that you was on the bench riding the oak and you got a championship ring. Don't nobody give a fuck. But I guarantee you they remember the person who got 260 mil, who was scoring 30 plus points a game, who was a starter. I guarantee they're gonna remember that. Because beforehand, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Do we remember until before the podcast came out, who do we remember more? Agent Zero or Rashad McCants? Who? When you put both of them up together, do you remember Swaggy or do you remember Gil's Arena? I mean, do you remember Gilbert Arenas? Who? Gilbert Arenas. More times than not. What are we talking about? Because before there was Stephen Curry, there was Gilbert Arenas. But hey, I just went off on a tangent on that. Look, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell. So look, I want to go over to the next topic. And this is, speaking of the NBA, Ben McLemore has been, I guess, accused of graping a minor NBA player, bro. Let's listen to it and see what they're talking about. Then we'll get into it. All right, shit's crazy.
This is Work-Life Balance with Betterment, the automated investing and savings app.
Was there any point along the way that you thought
Former Trailblazer Ben McLemore took the stand in his defense on Thursday, telling his version of what happened at a house party.
But hold up, what's wrong with y'all, bro? Bless me. What is wrong with y'all, bro? Well, how do y'all get caught up? How are y'all getting caught up in these situations? That's what I want to know. How are y'all getting caught up in these situations? What the fuck are y'all doing? What parties are y'all going to? I get it. You got money, you got bread. You ain't really paying attention to that. You just want to have some fun. You know, you see a little cute thing walking over there, bro. If she look too young, bro, keep it pushing. What are y'all doing? But in that defense too, at the same man, you know what? I'm just gonna let it play.
Party where he was accused of raping a woman after a night of drinking. McLemore says the evening began with bowling before team members met at Robert Covington's Lake Oswego home for cards and drinking.
But I was just, just being there and just enjoying the night and just, having that time with my teammates and stuff.
McLemore testified he encountered the alleged victim in the bathroom after some of her friends asked him to help move. Her to the couch because she was intoxicated. McLemore said he eventually fell asleep on that same couch.
Y'all see? Listen. I'm not big on race. I'm not. I'm really, listen, bro. I'm really not. Date who you date. I'm really not into that. You know what I'm saying? I really don't care about who you date. I really don't. If you date outside your race, date outside your race. If you want to date within your race, date within your race. But I'm starting to see more and more situations where these women get drunk because they're hanging out, they're having a good time. These motherfuckers get drunk, and a lot of them they get belligerent, get outside of themselves. Because I'm a firm believer of the alcohol tells the truth and who you actually are. A drunk man tells no tales. Children and drunk people do not tell no tales. They don't lie. They tell you exactly who they are. And so I'm pretty sure this chick here, she was feeling some type of way. She was drinking. She probably got a little rowdy. She wanted to have a little bit of fun. And she probably overdid it. And she felt embarrassed. Now all of a sudden she wanted to go claim, oh, well, they touched me and I told them not to. Nah, nigga. Own that shit. Own that shit, thigh pocket. Own that shit. Own it. If you wanted to be a thigh pocket for a night, cool. Live with it. You know what you wanted to do. You knew before you had your first drink that you wanted to. You knew you did.
Friends asked him to help move her to the couch because she was intoxicated. McLemore said he eventually fell asleep on that same couch and then woke up a few hours later with that woman's hands down his pants.
Fathering me.
Somebody! I beg your pardon.
and basically rousing me. So that's what pretty much woke me up. Again, I'm in deep sleep.
That's when Macklemore says he began having sex with a woman, an encounter he describes as consensual.
She didn't show no signs of distress or discomfort. It didn't, give me no signs at all or alertness of that.
Macklemore says that he and the alleged victim never spoke with each other before, during, or after the encounter, and he left Covington's house immediately after they had sex. During cross-examination, the prosecution argued the alleged victim never consented to sex with Macklemore.
You did say on direct, it was one of the most terrible things I've ever done in my life.
Right.
Having sex with an unconscious woman would be one of the most terrible things, wouldn't it?
I wouldn't say unconscious, but that moment was me leaving without saying anything was definitely a terrible.
Yeah, big dog. Okay, all right. For the context, ooh, big dog. Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that, big dog. I don't care how drunk. I get it. She got her hands down your pants, bro. You like, oh shit, she want it. Nah, G. You got to be more aware than that. You got to be more aware than that. Now, of course, I'm not gonna say, well, the woman, I already went at her. You gotta be responsible for that, big dog. You should have known when to get up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you played yourself, big dog. I ain't gonna hold you. No super chat yet until we get to 1,000 subscribers. We are building, we are growing. We getting there. Yeah. But yeah, that's you gotta sit on that, big dog. You gotta sit on that. Damn. And this is why, but here's the thing though. This is why it's so hard. This is why you can't drink. I'm sorry. You got to be careful who you drink around. I'm being honest. You got to be aware of your surroundings. First of all, you shouldn't even fall asleep on the couch with her in the first place. You say y'all didn't even have a conversation before, during, or after. Boy, hell nah. Hell nah. No. Shorty in there throwing up. And you still decide? Nope. You played yourself. You played yourself 1,000%. Damn, I hate that for you. I hate that for you because the story in itself, it sounds innocent. You didn't think any of it. You was thinking with your D. You know what I'm saying? You was thinking with your Johnson, and you was like, shit, she touching me. You know what I'm saying? My shit getting aroused a little bit. I want to bust something down. You got that drink in you. You like, shit, man, what's good with it? You know what I'm saying? Gonna spread the cheeks open real quick. Let me get through there. You ain't thinking nothing of it. You probably still drunk too, which I do believe that should be a thing. If both people are drunk, hey, look, you just gonna have to cancel that out because both of them are drunk. Both of them can't necessarily consent if both have been drinking. I do believe that. But nah, bro, you gotta do better. Nope. Fellas, you got to do better. If you catch yourself in a situation like that, get out of there. Get gone. Get ghost. Don't touch nothing. Don't look at it. Don't do nothing. Get the fuck up out of there. Don't be around when they wake up. Don't do none of it. Don't touch nobody. If a woman has been drinking, don't touch her. If she's unconscious, don't touch her. Don't even help her. Don't even put the blanket over. Get the fuck up out of there. Get over. Like, nope, I'm gone. I'm gonna holler at y'all big dogs tomorrow. I'm not staying the night because I don't want nobody to say shit talking about I was doing X, Y, and Z because motherfuckers be lying out here just so they won't feel guilty or just so other people won't judge them. Nope, get the fuck up out of there. ASAP. Right, no DNA, period. The only DNA is gonna be the cup that I had that whole night, and that bitch gonna be tucked on me the entire night, just like this. You hear me? The cup gonna be on me just like this. I promise you. It's going to the bathroom with me. It's going everywhere that I go. And if I do just so happen to leave it sitting around, I'm throwing it in the trash, and I'm gonna go get another cup, and I'm gonna pour me another drink. But when I start to feel myself get to that level, like, you know what? It's time for me to go, big dog. It's getting late. Niggas is getting crazy. Y'all getting a little bit too loud because y'all drinking. Y'all acting kind of foolish right now. Let me go ahead and get up out of here. I'll holler at y'all big dogs later. Y'all hit me up in the morning. Make sure y'all made it home safe. I'll text you when I get home. I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems, dog. I don't want no problems.
The trial will continue tomorrow here in Clackamas County with more experts and character witnesses expected to testify. Closing arguments could happen sometime.
Hey, I hope he get out. I hope. But yeah, that shit's wild, bro. That shit is wild to me. Listen, man, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. Make sure I hit that bell notification. Listen, we almost at 1K subscribers. We're almost there. So make sure you share this with a friend, with a friend, with a friend. We need to be at 1K. We almost there. Got some special things coming for the 1K too. So let's go ahead and move over to the next topic. Whoo! And Buddy has been on fire lately, man. Mr. Myron Gaines, bro. Buddy has been on fire. I don't know what happened ever since, you know, he didn't necessarily part ways with Fresh and Fit, but ever since Myron just kind of started doing his own thing, creating his own podcast and show, Buddy has had some motion going. You feel me? He out here in these streets, talking to people, having debates in the street with random people, and he out here getting it. You feel me? So right now he's at a college campus and he's debating a feminist, of course. So let's listen to this and let's get into it, bro. Y'all know some of these feminists, man, they be driving me crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Deserves less is to encourage.
We don't tell that enough. They are
Men from the world.
I think men need to stop simping on women. I think it's a problem. So when I say women deserve less, what I mean by that is guys need to kind of go into a relationship and make women earn their validation and resources and everything else that comes with being in a relationship.
Fact.
So I'm confused how women needing to show their worth equals them deserving less.
Well, the thing is that a lot of women are very entitled and they think, oh, I'm just here. You know, I want you to do X, Y, Z. And I need guys to basically understand their value and make women earn that validation, because the problem is, thanks to social media and dating apps and everything else, women have an abundance of options. And if you're just another sucker that's going to be a nice guy and spend your time, resource, energy on her, you're not going to differentiate yourself. So guys need to kind of go into relationships with a little bit more self-respect and give them less, especially up front.
Okay, so the statement women deserves less is to encourage men to make women believe they also deserve less.
No, it's a play on words, what it is, because a lot of y'all think with y'all emotions. So that's why he knew it was going to create a lot of buzz. Women deserve less. So a lot of women instantly with the right, what the fuck you mean by we deserve less? Because a lot of you already think highly of yourself anyway. When you're a 4 or 3, you think you're a 10. When you don't put any work in, when you don't work on yourself, when you think that a man should take you as you are, that's what he means. Like, no, you deserve less because you aren't worth that. Just because you got that little credit card slip between your legs don't necessarily mean that you're worth it. you feel me? So I get it. I get the play on words. 1000%. So instead of a lot of ladies getting offended by it, ask the question. What do you mean by that? So explain to me, expound on that. What do you mean by women deserve less? And no, it don't have nothing to do with men, but what it does mean is to wake up men. It's like, hey, bro, stop sipping over mediocre pussy, bro. Ladies, how many men are in y'all DMs talking about, damn girl, you so goddamn beautiful. I swear to God, bro, I treat you right. I'll do everything I possibly can to do for you, man. Whatever dude you got right now, I promise you, he ain't nothing like me. You ain't never nothing like I seen. Oh, girl, you so beautiful. Oh, girl, you so beautiful. How many of y'all get that in y'all DMs on the regular? And them niggas lying. 100%. They lying. And you know they lying.
Well, I think it's instilling a relationship dynamic where the woman needs to work to get his validation. She's just not going to get it for just existing and having a.
So they still deserve good things, but only if they are good themselves.
They got to earn it. Yep.
Okay.
That's what it comes down to. I'm all for men treating women nice and, obviously paying for dates, taking them out, committing to them. I'm all for that. But I think that most women simply don't qualify for that because a lot of women have bad habits. A lot of them are rude, obnoxious, masculine. These are things that guys should be looking out for to avoid.
So what qualities?
Like these women over here, for example.
So what qualities?
Like that's not ladylike behavior to like just
Hold up,
yell and heckle on the left.
What the fuck he got on? That's a dude, right? That's a dude. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Side.
So what qualities in a woman would make her deserve what you would consider?
Well, I think that's dependent
man.
upon the man. I think, depending on where the guy is and what he's looking for, I think a woman's job is kind of to adhere to his program and get on what he needs done. Because every guy is different, right? On what preferences they have, maybe with the way that she looks versus what she provides to him. But I think that's based on the guy, and it's the woman's job to figure that out.
But do you believe that you should choose your partner as they come, not to change them?
I'm sorry?
Do you believe that you should choose your partner as they...
See, didn't I just say it? Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that?
Germs are running scared.
I literally just said that. Take me as I am. Okay, if you want somebody to take you as you are, first I need you to have some self-awareness. What is it that you think you are? So if you were to say, take me as I am, okay, so who are you? And then once you reevaluate yourself and you realize the type of person that you are, I'm talking about mind, body, and spirit, all of that, face card, all that shit. When you realize that, okay, I'm a decent looking woman. Mind you, she's not an ugly woman. She's an attractive chick. You know what I'm saying? She got a bun going on. I'm pretty sure she put the makeup on. She get dressed. I'm pretty sure she'll look great, right? But once you reevaluate yourself, you're just like, okay, I look pretty good. What are my behaviors? How do I act? What type of man do I actually want? Okay, so I want this type of man. I want a man who make 80,000. So instead of using six figures, I'm gonna be a little bit more realistic in this situation. I want a guy that makes $70,000 a year. I want a guy that makes $70,000 a year. He's working towards something. He's building. He's growing. He's an ambitious individual. He's a family man. He wants children. All of these different qualities, right? Now, for this type of man that I want, because I do want him to be ambitious, which means is other words for I also, in the long term, I want him to make a lot more money to where he's financially stable. Where he's well into the six figures, making a good amount of money. What type of woman would this man want? Where would I find this type of man? What places do I need to be in order to be with this type of man, to find this type of man? Where do I need to be? How do I need to present myself? Do I need to come outside looking like a thigh pocket? Is this type of dude somebody I will find in the gym, in the grocery store, at church, in the library? Where? Golf courses, wherever the place, right? Yeah, because a lot of times, a lot of people who do golf, they have pretty decent jobs. They make pretty good money because you got to, for the most part, unless they know people that know people, that they have that access. But even then, I believe a man with a great network is also going to be somebody who's going to eventually start to make a lot of money, even if they aren't making it right then and there. So that's also another thing to pay attention to when it comes to men. If he's a man with great network, has a great network of people, and I'm not talking about just random ass people that he knows, I'm talking about people that he actually knows that are in good position or in higher positions, that he know these people, he got their number, he talked to them, he know them when he hit them up like, hey, what's going on, Chad? Like, what's going? He can actually call them and they're going to respond and have a conversation. These are the type of people that you also need to pay attention to. Right? So once you understand the type of man that you actually want, you need to make sure that you're the type of woman to fit that kind of man. It's that simple. I need a lot of women to start learning the men instead of always, because ladies, y'all don't chase men. Right? Y'all still want the man to chase you, right? But that also means if you want a certain type of man to chase you, you need to put yourself in that certain vicinity of that man. And you need to understand what it is that he's looking for. Did I cook or did I cook?
They come, not to change them.
No, actually, I think you do need
Right.
to change them to a degree. I think
No
a part
media.
of, and the reason why is because, so we live in this gynocentric society that's wired women to think a certain way that doesn't adhere to a good relationship dynamic, right? They're taught, pursue a career, have sex with as many men as you want, be sexually liberated, behave like a man, be masculine, be obnoxious, challenge him. These are things that
All right, so let me address the comment real quick. So Chanel says, sir, we can't learn men that don't know who they are to begin with. So that's why one of the things is you got to pay attention. You got to pay close attention to what I say. What type of man do you want? That's the first thing. What kind of man do you want? What type of man do you want? What it's called, you got to reverse engineer. Start with the end result first. What do you want? Okay, I want a man to be X, Y, Z, this, that, family man, all of these good things. Then once you figure out that type of man that you want, then you have to evaluate yourself. Am I the type of woman that fits that kind of man? And you got to be realistic with yourself. You can't just say, well, yeah, I deserve it just because I'm a woman and I know my value. Nah. Your value may not be the value that he needs. That's a bar. But what you may deem valuable in your own way, he may not deem that valuable to him. So again, you have to see if you align with that, with the type of man that you want. If you don't, then you need to reevaluate the type of man that you need in your life. And you just keep readjusting, you keep configuring until you get it right, until you find the type of guy that you want, and then you align with that. That's how you do it. Simple, man. I'm telling you, it ain't rocket science.
Men are not attracted to, but most men are not honest with what they actually are attracted to because they get a lot of hate, as you guys can see right now, right? I'm saying these things that a lot of men.
Yeah, but see, that's the point. What you mean at this point, being single is the best option. I mean, if you want to be single, go ahead. Nobody's knocking you being single, but at the end of the day, if you want to be in a relationship with somebody, you want to be married, you want to have your person, you need to do the work too. The man shouldn't always have to do the work because he's already doing the work. You want him to check off every single box there is in the world, but you also need to check that box off too. You need to figure out what it is, how you can become the best version of yourself. You can't just be, well, I'm a woman, I have a baby, so that should be enough. No, that's not enough. It's not. That ain't enough. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying? You need to be fit, friendly, submissive, all these different things. You need to work on yourself as well. You don't get to just be, oh, it's just me. He should accept me for who I am. Nope, ain't happening. Because a lot of men are starting to understand their value. A lot of men are becoming better. They're divesting themselves from a lot of women today, especially modern women. They're divesting themselves. So therefore, if you really want to compete, and yes, you have to compete. You're gonna have to compete if you want a certain type of man. Men always adjust themselves, Shan. Men always adjust themselves. The reason why y'all can't get relationships from men, not because a lot of women want to give the box up before they get in a relationship. Y'all making it easy for them. Y'all telling men that y'all don't need a man. Oh, I don't need a man. I make my own money. I make my own money. I can do what I want to do. Okay, bet. You don't need a man? You make your own money, so bet. So we going 50-50. Oh, okay, so shit, I can. Oh, so you got your needs too. You really don't necessarily need me around. You don't need me as your boyfriend. You just want a body to bust you down, so for you to bust it wide open one time, and then next thing you know, you can continue to keep doing your thing. Say less. That's what men do. They adapt. That's what men have been doing. Because back in the day, when men had to work for these women, when they had to bring them flowers, when they had to show up to the front door, when you go on the first date, when you had to meet mom and pop, when you had to meet mom and pops before you went on the first date, you had to work for that. It wasn't just, oh shit, what's good, shorty? What's your number? I'm gonna shoot you a DM. You know what I'm saying? Let's go on this date. Or let me fly you across the city and come kick it with me. Nah. You gotta work for that, big dog. Back in the day, you gotta work for that. And mind you, you didn't have any of the social media back then. So it was everything local. Everything was local then. So you literally, if you wanted that cute chick across, you had to go talk to her. There wasn't no, oh well shit, I'll wait till I get home. I'll find her on the Instagram or Facebook And I shoot a message and tell her, like, yeah, man, I thought you were cute. I wanted to shoot my shot, man, but I ain't want to. Nah, nigga, go talk to her. Exactly, Shane. It was mandatory back then, but it's not mandatory now, which is why men have adapted, and they say, okay, they've adjusted, and they say, you know what? Fuck it. I ain't finna work for it. If you telling me that you don't need me because you're an independent woman, you make your own money, so therefore you don't need to be under my covering, say less. Say less. You just made my life a lot easier. That means I already know what it is. That means you here for a good time, not a long time. Right up my alley. But if you make him work for it, he's like, look, man, I know this chick, yeah, she about something, she worth something, she values herself a lot. So therefore, I need to adjust. I need to move differently. This might be the chick, instead of me trying to bust her down, this might be a chick I need to keep on my side, man, because shit, man, she's solid as fuck. But y'all don't do that. And it's not all women. Please understand it. It's not all women. So trying to give y'all the game, trying to give you some game, bro. You ain't talking to no lame bucket here. You ain't talking to no lame who couldn't get nobody. You feel me? So understand what I'm telling you, dog. Men adjust. When y'all adjust, men adjust. When women start taking themselves more seriously, and not this whole, oh, well, woe is me. I want to be just like the man. I can do what the man can do. And you become that feminine woman. You become that fit, beautiful, submissive woman. That doesn't mean that you're weak. It does not mean that. When you submit, that does not mean you're weak. Think about the job. You got the boss, you got the manager, you got the employees. Does that make you weak? No. It's just the role that you play in the position. You're still important. I agree. Men are becoming more feminine. Men are becoming more feminine because they're being raised by single moms. Because the single moms chose wrong. They didn't vet properly. They didn't vet the type of man properly. So they end up fucking with these dirt bags. And these dirt bags, who they knew they was dirt bags, but because he had that schlong and he was busting you down real good, you overlooked all the red flags. And then he left you hanging. Most men are taking care of their kids out here. And a lot of men, and a lot of the men too, the ones who got these crazy ass baby mamas, they didn't vet properly either. So, what we talking about? I beg to differ, Shan. I beg to differ.
And think, but this is quite a bit of heckling here. So there's a reason why men don't speak up about this, because if they speak up about it, they're going to be labeled a misogynist, a sexist, an asshole. And a lot of guys think the way that I do, but they never actually express it out verbally. So
I feel like a better strategy for supporting men to have better standards would be to ask, like, I don't know, not say women deserve less, but give them qualities to look out for.
But you're going to inevitably have to give them less to find those qualities, is my point.
I thought you said in
the vetting phase, when you're first seeing her, you're going to have to give her less to be able to,
say the woman.
Well, Diamond, that's a different situation though. That's a different situation. We're not talking about the ones who passed away. Sorry for your loss, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the ones who are alive, the ones who are here on this earth, the ones who are out here moving around on this earth, who aren't in their children's lives. No, those are the ones that we talk about.
Shows up with all these qualities. Say she shows up with feminism and quietness and a pursuit of societally feminine qualities. Like, if she already comes with all these great qualities, does that mean?
So you mean she's not a feminist? So you mean she's not a feminist?
She can be a feminist, but also just adhere to more societally feminine roles.
Well, the problem with that is that if she's a feminist, that inherently means that she thinks she's equal to the man, and that's problematic.
I would say that's not quite the definite. Well, honestly, feminism.
Well, let me ask you this:
pretty equal.
Would it be fair to say that women want a man that's taller than them?
Societally, like masculine.
Yeah.
Standards.
Like
I would say if they're societally feminine.
Okay.
So
would it be fair to say that women want a guy that makes more money than they do?
If they're societally traditional.
In general, yeah.
Hold up, Diamond. No, you didn't. He decided to leave me and my daughter because he cheated on his wife. Okay. So again, Diamond. Let me break this down for you now, and I ain't gonna pause. I'm gonna let it play the rest of the way through. But look, y'all, we kicking it. So look, vibe with me for a second. So this individual that you laid down with, he told you that they were separated. No divorce papers, no nothing, no receipts telling you that they were divorced, but you still decided to lay down with this person. And you telling me that was his fault? Now, mind you, he wrong for lying. That's 1,000%. 1,000%. But this is where vetting comes in. This is where having discernment comes in. This is where having discernment as a woman come in. You should have said, absolutely not. I need to know that divorce is finalized. I need to know, I don't care about separation, because when you say separated, that don't mean you divorced. You still legally married. Absolutely not. Not doing it. I need to see them divorce papers. I need to know for sure that you guys are divorced. And if it comes down to it, I need to call her and talk to her right now and say, hey, bro, are y'all divorced? I need to see the papers. And then you can move forward. You played yourself on that one, shorty. You played yourself on that one. We not finna do that. Nah, we not finna do that. He never told you anything. Okay, so single, was separated but wasn't. Nope, he never told me. He never told me anything. He stayed across the country. No social media. Me and his wife had to find out. What? Yeah, that still comes in. I already said it. He's wrong for lying. That's 1,000% for not saying anything. He's wrong. But you still got to have some discernment on that. There's signs everywhere. First of all, across the country and no social media, man, come on, man.
To be fair to say that a woman wants a guy that's stronger than her, that could protect her.
If she's also traditional in beliefs.
Okay. So the reality is that women are looking for a superior. They're not looking for an inferior. And even the women that are the staunchest of feminists still want a man that's going to make more money than them, still be more competent than them. As a matter of fact, the more of a feminist she is and the more money she makes and the more status she has, the higher her demands actually go. So, women will sit there and say, oh, I want an equal partner. But when you look at her partner, a lot of times he's actually superior to her.
So you're saying in order for a woman to deserve something, she must just have these traditional qualities and the man must also have these traditional qualities?
Well, here's the thing. Every man is different and looks for certain things. I think the thing is that he's got to kind of come in and understand this is how a lot of modern women are. If she has certain bad habits, you're going to have to deprogram that out and just go from there. Or some girls might not even be worth it. She has to obviously have potential, but if she doesn't have potential, then don't waste your time.
So a man, even if he's not these traditional masculine qualities, should still pursue a woman with all these traditional feminine qualities in order to fulfill his ego?
No, I think men need to rise to the occasion. If you want a submissive traditional female, you need to be the dominant, assertive male, and you adhere to your duties. You can't demand a feminine woman while being a feminine man. It doesn't make sense.
So should I say men deserve less in order to encourage women to find men with less qualities in order to find a partner they're hoping to change?
Well, no, it's the reason why the women deserve less is because we have a simp problem. We have guys that are over here giving women a lot of attention and resources simply for the fact that they have a vagina.
Yep.
That's the problem. It's on the male side. With women, you guys kind of already have your pick of the litter, so I have to teach men this stuff, not necessarily women.
I see. So women are good at having good standards and men are not, and that's why we say women deserves less?
Well, typically men take whatever they can get. Women wait out for the best option that they can get.
Yep.
Men take, women want the best they can get. Men can take whatever they can get. So I'm trying to get guys to understand their value and only wife out women that are worthy, because a lot aren't.
So in order for a man to find a woman that's worthy, we have to convince all the women that they're not worthy.
No, the girl that he's dating, she needs to prove herself.
Yes. So inherently believe that she is not worthy on her own and must prove herself. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Well, what the fuck are we doing here, bro? What are we talking about? Yes. Women got to prove themselves too, not just the men. Men have to prove themselves every single fucking day. Ladies, do y'all not understand that men approach y'all? Men have to come up to you. Men have to gain the courage to come talk to you, get your number, court you. They gotta come to you with the right talk. They gotta say the right things to you. Hey, how you doing? Or you may sound corny. You gotta at least dress properly. All of these different things that you gotta check the box off as a prerequisite to even get your number first. To get your fucking number. You gotta dress properly. You can't be over here. What's good? You gotta have a level of confidence about yourself. Gotta walk a little tall. You have to fit the description prerequisitely first before you can even do anything else. So yeah, you already have to prove yourself beforehand. You gotta jump over some hoops just to get the number first. And y'all were just standing there. You didn't have to say much. Hey, shorty, what's your name? How you doing? Ugh, get away from me. I bet. On to the next. Or it could be the other guy. Hey, shorty, what's good? What's going on? Nothing, just out here shopping. That's what's up, man. You feel me? Listen, man, I don't want to take too much of your time. I just want to get your number. I thought you was cute. So I'd rather, have more conversation with you a little later. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to impede on what you got going on right now. All right, that's cool. I bet I'll hit you up later. But that's because after the fact, you've already checked the boxes on the prerequisite already. You got the number. Then you have to continue to keep proving yourself and who you are. Because they got to get to know more about you, but they were already intrigued from the jump. That's crazy. No, ladies. I'm sorry. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. You got to prove yourself to us too. You got to prove that you're worthy too. If you want a certain type of man, you got to prove yourself to him. If he a $40,000 man, a $50,000 man, $90,000 man, $100,000 man, $1 million man, you got to prove yourself to him. Regardless, because if you want that ring on your finger, you want to be in a relationship, you got to prove yourself. It is what it is. Sorry. A man is going to get harassed way before a woman. We keeping color neutral. I love it. But women that prefer tall, dark, and handsome, their plight is even harder. Tell them. Exactly. Excuse me. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, everyone has their preference. And then mind you, you got to be tall. A lot of women prefer their man taller. So if you 5'5", big dog, you better have it all. You better be able to dress. You better smell good. Your talk game better be on point. Your communication skills better be top tier. You better have money in your pocket. You better be on your fucking A game, big dog. You better be top fucking tier. Everything outside of your height, it better be escalated to the highest fucking tier. Cause yes, you got it a little bit harder because most women ain't finna date no 5'5" nigga. And that's a fact. That's a fact. With all the red tapes, no, you just don't want to do the work, Shan. That's the problem. You don't want to do the work. That's fine. If you don't want to do the work, fine, just stay single. But for those women who actually want to be in a relationship, who want to be with somebody, and who want somebody to value them, you need to prove yourself too. If you don't want to do the work, that's on you. That's on you. and that's right. That right there is called adjustment. That's how men adjust. Like, all right, you don't want to do the work, then I'm gonna keep it pushing it. You can just stay single. I'll move on to the next. And then you're gonna run around and talk about why men don't do this. How come men don't do this? Well, because you didn't prove yourself. You thought that you were too good to improve yourself. You thought you were too good to actually put in the work. You thought that you didn't need to because you're a woman. Absolutely not. It don't work like that.
Just like the man must prove himself.
Come to the tube, man. We about to get off. Off of here. Get on the tube. Courtnee Edgar Show. We'll see y'all. But
become attractive in the first place.
We in here.
I mean, I think both sides of the relationship need to prove themselves.
But here's the difference: we don't tell that enough to women. That's the issue.
I think it's because
we tell women that they're perfect just the way that they are, and that's a lie. We tell men all the time you need to rise to the occasion. We got standards on men, but we don't put standards on women. No matter how rude, crass, obnoxious they are, how fat they are. We don't give them any standards.
And I feel like that's mainly because women in society.
We don't tell men love your curves. We tell women that. You know, we don't tell women to do the right thing. We tell do what's right for you. We tell men do the right thing. Women do what's right for you. So we don't really have societal boundaries on females. And if a man does express societal boundaries,
who's guiding the societal statements? It's men. It's men not supporting men.
well, that's why I'm here. Tell them the truth.
I beg
So
your
let's
pardon.
exclude women and focus on men supporting men.
That's what I'm doing. But for them to understand this stuff, I have to talk about obviously this obstacle that's in the way that messes a lot of them up, because they might go ahead and make money, become successful, but they can't figure out women.
Well, I think a lot of times they can find success without women, and it might even be a faster route.
No.
Success in what regard, though? If they want to have a family, they're going to need a female.
I feel like they should find success before finding the female.
Nope.
I agree with you on that.
And then they'll find a female that's also successful.
I don't. I do not. I don't. And a lot of people may disagree with me with that, because I personally think that a man, regardless, with a woman or without a woman, yeah, a man who is on his purpose, he's going to be successful regardless. I do believe that 100%. However, I do believe that you would be 10 times more successful with that woman than without her. Now, let me give the context in that. Not just a random woman, not a woman that's going to be bringing you down, but a woman who understands where you're going and where you're trying to, the things that you're pushing towards. They understand the ambition. They understand that they are on your train. You ain't on their train. Once they understand that, they understand where you're going. They understand what the plan is. They understand what's the end goal, and they're on board with it. Boom. Now you've created this foundation to where, look, my shorty, she already understands what it is. So that's not a block in the road. She understands that I'm going to be working late nights. She understands that I may not give her that much time. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to be able to kick it all fucking day, because I got to get to work. I gotta make sure that I'm doing the things I need to do to get us to that goal that we talked about in the beginning of our relationship, right? I got to make sure that I'm doing that. But there are times that I will set aside, that you will set aside for that woman and be like, all right, cool. This is the time for us. Forget work. This is us. We're going to kick it. We're going to ball out. And then once that's over with, I'm back to it. You have to get the right woman. This is why I say a lot of women, they need to understand the type of man that they're getting. And they need to become the woman that man needs. So, do I agree that a man would be successful with or without a woman? 1,000%. As long as he's on his purpose. If he's just out here lollygagging around, yeah, he ain't gonna get nowhere, right? He ain't got no purpose. But men should be on their purpose one way or the other. But I do believe that if he has a woman that's on board with him and she understands where he's going, he's gonna be 10 times more successful, because she understands. And then guess what? She then becomes the assistant. Just saying. And then she becomes the beneficiary of all of his success. You get to live the life that you want. You get to live that true soft life that you want. You get to do the things that you want to do because he worked his ass off to become this great man. But you got to allow him to do that by becoming the woman that he needs. What are we talking about? Why do y'all make shit so fucking hard, bro? Instead of trying to compete with your man, help this nigga get to where he trying to go. Y'all talk about y'all, oh, I want to live the soft life. I want to be this. I want to make sure that I don't want to struggle in life. Listen, you in one way or the other, you going to have to struggle, bro. One way or the other, you going to have to struggle. But guess what, though? As long as you got that right, man, and you helping him level up and you helping him to continue to keep growing and building, I'm telling you, you going to be straight regardless. But y'all don't want that, though. Y'all want that microwave success, bro. Y'all don't want to work for shit no more. That's y'all problem. That's why a lot of them ain't gonna get the man that they want. They don't want to work for shit.
Possible.
Well, I mean, every guy's different, but men typically don't care about a woman's success.
Okay, but successful for...
Oh, I like this. Okay. And they leave us as soon as they get what they want. No, what typically ends up happening is you weren't leveling up with them because you got complacent. You got complacent. That's what ends up happening. You get complacent. You weren't leveling up. You weren't paying attention to your man. He was working. He was grinding. You weren't seeing the changes in him. You weren't trying to level yourself up. I'm sorry. You got to level up. You got to compete regardless. The real competition starts when you get in a relationship, when you get married. That's when the real competition starts. That's when it starts. Not when you're single. Because as your man continues to become more great, doing the things that he needs to get done, making more money, more women are gonna be looking at him. He get his shit together. He getting on point, getting back in the gym, getting his shit right because he understands that his image matters. And you still sitting there on the couch watching, you know what I'm saying, binge watching Netflix while he out there grinding. You should have been in the gym, getting ready, building with him, watching him, paying attention to your man. So therefore that you can remain in competition. Because now you got fine shit over there looking at him. He like, damn, bro. Oh, I see you working. I see you grinding. I see you doing this, that, and the third. Giving him all the praise and you ain't gave him no praise. You think that because you got him because he got you at home right now, you think that you don't need to do it anymore. That's y'all problem. And then once he leaves, you're like, I don't know what happens because you weren't paying attention. You didn't see the signs. You missed the red flags. But then you go and blame him. Which I believe that he probably should have communicated it. But this also means that you need to pay attention too.
For you, would mean a traditional feminine trait.
Yeah.
So if he
But
has
it seems to me like you meant to end the way where like academic achievement or monetary because you come.
No,
okay.
well, yeah, I'm sorry. I just meant considering
Men typically don't
your
care about a
version of
woman's-
a woman's success is that.
In general, typically most guys don't care about a woman's ability to create resources.
I mean,
Men don't care about
traditionally in society.
I mean, in general, like guys don't care about how much money a woman makes for her career.
I would argue that's more of a society evolutionary thing than biological, but
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Yep, exactly, bro. He said, where fine shit at? Yeah, they were, you know what I'm saying? They weren't listening, man. I'm telling you, they weren't listening to begin with. And that's a problem with a lot of women. Again, they want everything to be a lot. And again, it's not all women. So I want to preface that it's not all women. It's not. There are some who get it. There are some who understand. And that's why they're able to maintain their man. That's why they're able to keep their man. Right? And so when you don't pay attention to your man, you kind of lose yourself in that situation. And then again, he becomes more great. More women see that, believe it or not. These women see that this man is on his purpose, because a lot of times a woman can sense a man that's on his purpose. Because he ain't out here just, hey, bro, where the box at, bro? Like, damn, bro, where the hoes at, bro? Where the hoes at? He on his purpose. He on his purpose. He out here moving. He out here grinding, and people see that shit. People see it, especially women. It's like they got a fucking sensor or radar when they can sense a nigga that's on his purpose when he out here when he got motion, bro. They see that shit. And a lot of times he just got his head down. He just grinding it out. But then it takes that one attractive fine shit and just like, hey, I've been seeing you doing X, Y, and Z. I've been seeing you, I see you putting in work. I see you grinding. Just know that, you know what I'm saying? I see this. I see you. You're going to be doing great things. He's like, damn, man, I appreciate you. Mind you, you at home chilling. You ain't said shit. You ain't even tell your man that you was proud of him. It's crazy. You ain't even tell your man that you appreciate him. You ain't even thank him and say, look, I thank you for all the things that you're doing. You know, I know you're out here working overtime, you know, to provide for me, the family, to do what you need to do necessary, because I know you grind. I see you. You don't even tell him that. Then you get mad. Then you get mad when fine shit or Snow Bunny over there paying him all the attention in the world. Now you mad. Oh, see, all the white women taking all. I mean, nah. Sally was paying attention. She saw where he was going. She like, ooh, I see what he doing. He putting in work. He about to be something great. I need to get in on that. And mind you, it don't even got to be a Snow Bunny. It can be another black chick. another fine shit. Guess what? Oh, I see what he doing. Let me position myself properly so that way I can see, so I can put myself in his vicinity, put myself in his bubble, so that way I can be noticed by him. I can move a certain way. I see how he moves, so let me move this way, so that way I can be noticed by him. Let me put myself on his track so he can see me. Just saying, bro. Just saying, bro. Man, look, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure y'all hit that notification bell. So I want to go to another topic. Now, this is still Myron, but this is another clip of a male feminist. A male feminist. Now, this should be interesting. So let's go ahead and get into it, bro. Oh, shit.
Hey.
What do you mean that women deserve less? Could you explain that more clearly?
Men need to enter relationships with women with a healthy level of skepticism.
Why is that?
Because most women, unfortunately, don't provide a reciprocal amount of value to a man in a relationship. And if they enter in giving her more, well, they're probably going to take an L in the long run.
What kind of value do you say that women aren't providing? What are they lacking in?
Well, a lot of modern day women don't respect most men. A lot of them don't respect male authority. A lot of them think that men are below them. A lot of them think that they deserve the world simply by existing. A lot of them don't think that they need to cook or clean or adhere to certain, traditional feminine roles. Basically, they can do whatever they want, and their roles are malleable to whatever they want versus your roles are static as a man.
But why should a woman have a traditional role? Why should she be home cleaning and doing all this bullshit that women in the past have been fucking miserable doing? Nowadays, there's more women doctors, AI.
Let me say, where do they get this shit that women are miserable doing this shit? Where do they get this shit? Now, I can get it if you're a woman that's working, you know what I'm saying? You're working the 9 to 5, then you got to come home, wash, do all this shit. I get that. But guess what? If you were single, you still got to do that shit anyway. So, but what do you mean they're miserable? So you mean to tell me that a woman who is taken care of by a man, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You ain't got to worry about the bills. You don't got to worry about shit. All you got to do is wash the dishes, which means if you're a stay-at-home mom, 9 times out of 10, the dishes aren't going to be piled up to the top off of one day. So you wash the dishes that day, so therefore you ain't got a lot of dishes. You ain't cleaning every day, because that's a lie if you are. If you think that you are cleaning every single day if you're a stay-at-home mom, that's a lie. Then if you got kids, your kids are at school for 8 hours out of the day. Only when do kids start school? Kids start school at the age of 4, 5, depending on if you put them on preschool or not. So let's just say you put them in preschool. Start school at 3. So your kids are at school half the day. What are you doing in that time? What are you doing? What are you doing in that time that your kid is at school when you at home by yourself? What are you doing? It's only you. You telling me you cleaning every day. You telling me you washing every day. You telling me you washing dishes every day. You telling me you cooking every day. You telling me that you ain't smart enough to make a meal that'll last you at least 2 to 3 days where you got leftovers. You telling me you cooking a hot meal every day. I know y'all lying. Unless you truly enjoy to cook. When I say cook, I mean the one that's actually cooking, that the ones that actually love to, like, you know what? I love making new shit. Like, I just have a passion for it. That's different. But we talking about your people who just want to cook, just to have food, have a hot plate. You telling me that you making food every single day? You telling me you ain't making enough to make leftovers, to have leftovers for the next day? You lying. You lying. 1,000% you lying. 1,000% you lying.
Engineers, they're doing better jobs than men. They're getting lower.
Seeing that rolls down,
they have less things.
Yeah,
like
but what's the cost of that?
The cost of them is working and going to college and thinking, using their brain.
But what is the cost of that, though?
I was just trying to say, instead of sitting around and letting a man have his authority over her and tell her what to do and where she's going to be and how many kids she's going to have and how many people she should fuck and whatever else you're trying to say, if all women deserve less, does it mean every woman or just a subset of women?
Yeah. So what you just described is like women entering the workforce and like feminism. And I would argue.
No, those men are around, Shan. Those men are around. Y'all just aren't in the right places. You're just looking in the wrong areas. You're not putting yourself in the position to get these men. Like I said, you got to put in the work. What are we talking about? They out here.
Argue that's a big problem with why we have the society that we have, right? We have marriages in the toilet. We have divorce rates, highest they've ever been. We have women on more SSRIs and antidepressant medication ever before, despite the fact that they have more privileges and access than they've ever had before, most educated, but yet they're still unhappy. We have, an epidemic of single mothers. We have a bunch of children that don't have a father. We have a bunch of kids that are running around being degenerates. We have school shooters all over the place. We have an enormous amount of crime. The economy is in the shitter. Symptom of that, of the country declining, a big component of that is due to feminism.
How does
because feminism?
Wait.
I'll explain. Let me go through.
No. You're not making
feminism.
Sense. You're throwing out things and they're not making sense. So you're saying there's a high crime rate. You're saying that men are not being respected and all that, and it's all because of feminism. Okay?
Yes, because
give me an example.
Yeah, I'll explain. So when you look at the degradation of society, it's typically directly rooted to the destruction of the nuclear family. The nuclear family is the backbone of any thriving society. The thing that hurt and impeded, or some would even say killed the nuclear family in the West, especially the United States, was feminism. Because thanks to birth control and the rise of feminism and the rise of, free love in the 1960s, what basically has happened is women have said, oh, I make my own money now. If I make my own money and I have my own status, well, I don't need a man anymore. And what's ended up happening is
What's wrong with that?
Well, that destroys the nuclear family. That's my point.
But what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with what?
Destroying the nuclear family. Societies change. Things change.
It's the white man, the reason for the feminist shit. They were the reason. They signed off on that shit. When people came up to their door talking about, we are the women, we want our rights, we want equal rights, all that shit. Niggas like this. It's niggas like this. It's niggas like this. The simp of all simps. And then you had your, then your black women, they adopted it, and then you had the sons that were raised by single mothers right behind them, because kind of like the video that I made last week about this video on with Myron Gaines, and the black dude was in the video talking. So what you talk about the black women, all this shit, bro? So you telling me what makes you think that you know what you talk about? Have you ever dated the black women before? Have you ever dated black women before? All that bullshit, like, bruh, chill. Chill, dog. Nobody's saying that they hate women. Please understand that. This is not a hate speech at all. It's just trying to help some of y'all wake the fuck up. Because y'all been told a lie. You have been told a lie. The feminist movement has been lying to you on every level, and y'all have fallen for the trap. Y'all fell for it. Now y'all out here in these streets working y'all ass off. Y'all out here in the streets. Y'all working y'all ass off. Y'all want to be soft, but you can't. You want to be soft, and you got these men. Now you got these women out here talking about, I don't need a man. I can do bad all by myself. And men will say, fuck it, you got it. It is what it is. Now, guess what men are saying now? I'm gonna go where I'm appreciated, not tolerated. Then guess what? Now you got Sarah Beth over there taking your black man. Now you got women who's starting to understand, who are waking up, and they're like, you know what? I'm tired of this hard life. I'm tired of working. I'd rather be at home and cook all day. I'd rather be at home and clean. This is much better than having to go to fucking work every day, waking up at 5:30 in the morning to go to work to a place that I don't even give a fuck about. Boo. What are we talking about, man? No, men don't know. See what y'all do, that's escape.
Germs are running.
Men don't hate women. We hate the shit that y'all do. Men don't hate women. They hate the shit that y'all do. That's a difference. The shit that y'all say. They hate the rhetoric that y'all speak as feminists. That's what they hate. They don't hate women. If men hated women, men would not date women. Men would not be dating women right now. They'll say, fuck all of y'all. But because y'all don't want to take accountability, y'all then use, oh, well, men hate women. Or you're misogynistic. No, not misogynistic. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm telling you the truth that don't nobody else want to tell you. Because I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not the one that's dating you. So I'm gonna give it to you real. Whether you like it or not, I'm gonna give it to you real. I'm gonna give you what it is. I ain't some dude, I ain't some random ass incel who don't know what he talking about, because I had to go out there and talk to women. I had to go out there and actually get the numbers. I had to learn how to talk to women. I had to learn and understand, like, shit, I need to wear the right type of shit. I need to approach this type of woman. I can understand. I can go out in these streets and I can point out a thought, and I can point out a chick. Yeah, you know what? She might be a chick that I would date versus this one over here. She a thought pocket. I'll just bust that down. I can sense that. I can point that out. Because I be out here in these streets like that. Not meaning that I'm talking to women and nothing like that, but I understand. I've been out there before. I had to go through it because of when I grew up, of how I grew up. So I understand it. So it's not that men hate women. They don't. They honestly don't. They adore y'all. Why do you think y'all got so many simps? Look at this nigga. Exhibit A right here. He's defending y'all. Exhibit A. So men don't hate women. It's just a difference between the two. See what he's doing? He's failing y'all. This man right here, he's the one that's failing y'all because he's the one that'll tell you, you can have whatever you want, baby girl. You can do what you want. Myself and Myron would be the one to tell you, nah, you can't. You have to work for that. Just because you're a woman don't mean you're gonna get you deserve it. Absolutely not. You got to work for it. If you want my resources, if you want my love and resources, you got to work for it. You don't just get it because you're a woman. The fuck? It don't work like that. So you got to compete. And then the higher the level of this man becomes, because guess what? A lot of women are competing for this type of man. When you are a 1%er, when you are a 1%er of a man, guess what? A lot of women want that. So you're going to have to be extraordinary for that man to see you amongst all these other women that throwing themselves at him. Come on now. We cooking tonight. Hey, we cooking with fish grease tonight. You hear me?
Women don't need to be sitting around being married to someone and answering someone and saying, hey, I can't have a high body count. They should be able to go fuck who they want, do whatever they want, and be happy. Okay, instead of sitting at home waiting for some guy. Let's just reverse things a minute, okay? Let's say that someone told you got to sit around and you got to be moral, and any girl you want to fuck, you can't do it because women think that's wrong. And you will behave and do as you're told and live a miserable life. You say women are more on, mentally ill drugs or whatever. That's because they're sick of their lives. They're sick of being told what to do.
Yeah, they're sick because they are fucking working. They're sick because they're working. They're working hours. They're working 50 plus hours like men. They can't handle that shit. They're not built for that. That's why they out here stressing. Listen. I want y'all to do something. Go to one of these suburban neighborhoods, right? Go to one. I ain't talking about your regular suburban neighborhood. Go to where the 500,000 plus club, the 500,000 and plus earners live. Wherever you live at, wherever city you live in, go and find that suburban area. Go and look. Just casually drive through. Even if I don't know, some of them have a gated community, so you may not be able to get through that. Just drive through that neighborhood if you can. Pay attention. Look who's walking. Look who's walking the dogs. I'm talking about midday. I'm talking about around 10, 12 o'clock. Just drive through casually. Look who's walking. You're going to see a bunch of housewives, a bunch of women walking their dogs, walking their labs, walking their poodles, walking their golden retrievers, at the pools, kicking it, sun tanning with their wine, with their water, whatever the case may be. They out there sun tanning, all fucking day. They probably got their 1-year-old or 2-year-old kid with them, depending on if they just had the baby or not. But they're at home. They're at home while the husband is at work, getting to the bag. She living her best life. She ain't at home. She ain't out there cooking and cleaning all day. That's how I know y'all be capping. These women ain't cooking and cleaning all day, bro. They big chilling. Even with the 1-year-old at the crib. Because they on the schedule. They wake up. Guess what they do? Mommy wakes up. Depending on if she makes the lunch. Depending on if she makes the lunch for the husband that morning or the night before. Whichever one. She on the schedule. She wake up early in the morning. The kid already up 5:30, 6:30, depending on what time he go to bed. I'm pretty sure they put him to bed pretty early anyway. So they're waking up in the morning. She doing what she got to do. She may go to the gym early in the morning. Go ahead and do her yoga class or whatever. She take the kid with him, or she put him in the little daycare that the yoga places go, because I'm pretty sure a lot of them got it. Put him in the a little play area while she do her yoga and she do her workouts with her girls. Boom. Get the kid. They go back home. She'll probably stop and get a smoothie or some shit on the way home. Come back home, take a shower, give the kid some lunch. Boom. Put the kid to sleep for a little bit. Now she do whatever she need to do. She might be reading, or she may make an Instagram post, or whatever the case may be. Whatever she may be doing. She may get dinner started. Depending on what it is. I'm pretty sure she's like, you know what? I don't feel like cooking that much today. So I'm going to do something quick and simple. Make something quick, put it in the pot, let that shit boil up, and I'll do whatever I need to do. The kids or whatever just sitting there playing. She put him in the little playpen. He do what he do. Kicking it. Until the dad come home. And she got her a bottle of wine. Or water. Because all of them don't drink wine. But it's just, y'all find reasons. Y'all find excuses. These women they got a soft life. They love that shit. They love to be mothers. They love to be a housewife. They love that shit. And then some of them, you know what? I'm feeling a little bored. I feel like I ain't got no purpose. I'm gonna start a business. Guess what the father do? And guess what the husband do? I support you, baby. I got you. Hey, you want to do it? Hey, I'll back you. I'll invest in it. Go ahead, do your thing. And she do her thing. She make bakeries and shit. She take it to the club, the girls' club, or whatever the case may be. Like, she's like, what are we talking about right now? I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. I really don't.
They want a career. They want
No. They're not told what to do anymore. Is precisely my point. They have all the freedom, yet they're still on antidepressant medication.
No, they have more freedoms now. They're just starting to get more freedoms.
No, they've had them for a very long time. And they're still having higher rates. They're on more antidepressant
males
medication.
have higher rates.
No, I'm saying women have higher rates now than before. Is my point.
Younger Gen Z and millennial women do have some higher.
So as things have gotten better for women, they've made more money, gotten more education, become, contributing members of society. Everything has gotten better for them, yet they're less happy.
Everything hasn't gotten better. They're still judged as whole sleep around. They're still judged as pigs and losers if they're winners.
I would argue they're not judged as
men are
whores.
weaklings if a woman makes more than they
not
can
judged as
fucking
whores.
handle it. What'd you say?
They're not judged as whores.
Oh yeah, no. Yes, they are
Promiscuity
judged
is-
worse. If a
promiscuity
woman
is-
becomes a doctor, teacher, something that pays well, the men are automatically insecure. They fucking can't handle it.
No, the fuck they're not.
No, the promiscuity is not promiscuity is not shamed to the same level that it used to be. Now, going back to the whole thing.
Correct.
So let me make sure I
And
understand
you're
this.
right.
So you don't think the destruction of the nuclear family is what led to society going and decaying?
Wait, you're saying if a rock falls and breaks, did it break? You need to say what you're saying differently.
What I'm saying is that my argument is the nuclear family is the backbone of a society.
I don't believe the nuclear family is a backbone.
Okay,
of
so that's
society.
where we disagree. I
Right,
think
we definitely disagree with
Yeah,
that.
I think the nuclear family is the backbone of a society, a thriving society.
Let's imagine that you're right for 3 seconds, okay? What you're saying out here is women deserve less. So why would I want to be a part of a nuclear family where a woman deserves less? Where I'm putting in the same work or more, but I deserve less?
Yeah,
You
because
explain that to me.
The point I'm trying to make is the reason why is because modern day women are no longer traditional women.
What does
Expected
that
to
mean?
be-
They fuck with people?
Yeah, more promiscuous. They're more rude. They don't respect male authority.
Okay,
They
but
think that
wait. Why should they? Why shouldn't a woman sleep around and she Why?
There's a bunch of problems with that.
Give me one.
Women that sleep around tend to have more mental instability. They tend to have problems with pair bonding. They tend to be more miserable, sad, more likely to use alcohol, abuse drugs. This is why women that are sex workers and porn stars almost always end up.
Everyone goes through an immaturity stage, okay? People like to go up to college. They like to fuck. They like to have a good time. But then at a certain point, they say, okay, I've had enough. I want someone who loves me and cares about me. Or I don't want anyone who loves me. I get there's a lot of trauma in people's lives. A lot of 25% of women have been sexually abused. There's a lot of problems out there. It isn't just the backbone of society, this marriage thing you keep talking about, you know?
Yeah.
And women are doing better than men, and they're going to be pulling the strings. They're the ones that are going to be trolling AI, medical, the intelligence agencies. Let's not forget who got bin Laden. It was a female intelligence agent, okay?
Yeah, but who went and actually shot him?
Who went out and shot him? U.S. Special Forces. But a woman told him where it was.
And those were all men.
But a woman told him where it was.
And the thing is, that team that you mentioned, that you're talking about, that caught bin Laden, it was majority men. Yeah, there was a woman that headed it, but it was a majority of men.
If it's the majority of men, but the woman figured it out, who's the smarter of them?
No, she was just the supervisor.
Just the supervisor.
She was just supervisor.
There was a woman FBI agent who told Bill Clinton they're going to crash planes into the buildings, and he laughed her off, and all the male agents laughed her off. So, sorry, women are in intelligence agencies. Women are way more intelligent than men. And they're getting better in AI, which is the future. And they're getting better in medical, science, cancer research. Women are blowing men away. And they don't want to live in a traditional role where they come home. And you're saying down here that women deserve less. I'm going to ask you again. All women deserve less, or just women who don't suck up to men? Which one is
like
it?
I said before, I said it from the beginning. When I say women deserve less, I'm talking about from a relationship perspective.
From what
being skeptical from a relationship perspective.
Militia?
Relationship.
A relationship. Okay.
And then you went ahead and talked about the professional stuff. Look, I mean,
I talked about sleeping around, professional stuff, SSR, antidepressant. I talked about it all. Suicide.
And I'm telling you that as women have become able to attend school and make money and get these careers, their depression and their sadness and their life happiness has gone down alongside that, is what I'm trying to explain to you.
But that's a small percentage. And men's depression has gone up too.
But men have always been, because we have a burner performance on us. Now women are starting to
because men are weaker.
No.
Yeah, they commit at a higher rate.
Oh my fucking God, this nigga here, man, bro. I hope he don't have daughters. I hope he don't have kids. I hope he don't. Oh my God, I hope he don't. I hope he don't. Y'all know the type of girls, the ones who are snooty, bratty, the ones who do the fucking most, right? The ones who think they can do what they want. They got dads like that. They have fathers like that guy, like this guy right here. I want to make sure I know, because I ain't pointing at Myron. They got fathers like this individual right here. These are the type of fathers that they have. Weak backboned men. Never told his kids no. You can have what you want, baby girl. As long as you my daughter, you can get whatever you want. Now, let me preface it by saying this. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with women working. Absolutely not. There are a lot of women going to college. Now, mind you, that's an entirely different conversation. The type of degrees that these women are getting. I'm not going to get into it. But a lot of women are going to college more so than men, because a lot of men they're taking trades. They're getting certifications. They're getting straight to work. They're getting straight to work. So not because a lot of men feel as if going to school is a scam. And to a degree it is, depending on what you're going to get your degree in, right? So the shit that he's talking about is far fucking left. It's the same talking points as a feminist. Literally, same talking points. I don't get it, bro.
It's gone up too.
Men have always been.
Mind you, he said, so basically what he's saying is men are weaker because they. Now, I don't agree with men offing themselves. I don't. But to say that men are weaker than women because they commit suicide more than women do, that's crazy. That's crazy. I would like to see the burden of performance put on women. I would like to see the burden of performance that's put up on men, put up on women. Let's see how long that shit lasts. Just do an experiment. Just take a small group of women who truly want to be the masculine type, the true ones who want to be equal to men. Put them in the men's position. Tell them, look, you got to do everything that a man does. Mind you, let me take you back. So there was a woman. I know it's a different channel. Hats off to the Daniels, their daughter, beautiful prom from both parts. It takes a strong mother to allow the father to father. Yep, that's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to AD, man. Shout out to AD. Shout out to AD. But what I was so yeah, there was a study, right? There was this woman. There was this Caucasian woman. She wanted to see what it was like to be a man. So she started to do everything like a man. Everything. Completely changed her behavior. Everything. Within 2 years, she offed herself. Because she realized the shit that men have to go through. She realized the burden of performance of men and what they have to go through and the things that they have to endure. Regardless of what they go through in this fucking world, they still got to endure. They still got to overcome. They still got to say, you know what? Hey, strap them bootstraps up, big dog. You got to get to it. Ain't no time for crying. You got to get to it. This woman offed herself because she wanted to experiment what it was like to be a man, and she couldn't fucking hack it because a lot of women aren't built for that shit. But a lot of y'all want to be equal to men, and you're not, dog. No matter what society tells you, no matter what soft ass men like this guy right here, no matter what these type of individuals talk about, y'all aren't built for that. There are some exceptional women. There are some great women who have done great things in the world, who have been contributing members to society. I'm not taking anything away from them. But when you line it up all together, when you take that big ass number of women and you drop it down on a piece of paper and you say, okay, out of all of these women, how many of them actually were contributing members to society? I guarantee that number is an insignificant number compared to all the men that have been contributing members to society. I guarantee you. But we got social media, so everybody, they see, because the algorithm constantly showing them women doing shit that, oh man, women out here killing it. Women are out here killing it. Nigga, you know that's a small subgroup of people that's really out here doing something like that. A lot of these women ain't doing that shit, bro. Talking about a lot of these women are, oh, they're making more than men. No, the fuck they ain't. No, they aren't. No, they aren't. So what are we talking about? Now, do I agree that in some more years, and if they keep running on with this rhetoric, at some point, yeah, I do believe that they will outpace men. I do believe that. And as long, yeah, you're right. You're right. As long as they're able to show their body off because they think that they're liberated, they're able to show their body off, and you got a lot of incels that's paying for that shit, ain't nothing you can really do. But you take that shit away, I guarantee you take that shit away. You take that away. Just watch how crazy that shit get. Just watch how crazy it'll get.
Percentage and men's depression has gone up too.
But men have always been, because we have a burner performance on us. Now women are starting to experience
men are weaker.
No.
Yeah, they commit at a higher rate. They're more depressed. Okay, they can't handle shit. If a girl tells them to fuck off or cheats on, they go home like a bitch.
Because men have a significantly harder life than women do.
Men have a harder life than women.
Absolutely, yes.
25% of all females have been sexually. It's like 8% for men. You're telling me that men have a harder life?
Men, yes, absolutely, yes.
And give me three ways.
Men absolutely. See, here's the thing. People, homeless people, drug addicts, people that are, suffering, right? The depression, sadness. It's overwhelmingly men. And the reason why is because with men, there aren't the same social safety nets that are there for women. For women, they're
What are
able
you talking about? Anyone that doesn't have a penny can get off the street right now. In Camilla's
There
house, you
are
go to Psychology
far more-
Today. And if there's more
there are
men, if
far
there are more
more-
men on the
there
street
are far
depressed,
more-
that means they're weaker. They can't go get help.
Yeah,
Why
but-
can't they go see a
But what I'm
doctor?
saying is that
but a
with
woman will.
men have significantly less social resources than women do. And here's the thing also.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
See, now we're just.
Okay, give me one fact to back
let's move
that
to
up.
the next person. We can't even have a
you
discussion.
can't handle the facts.
No.
okay?
You don't
And
have
you
facts.
say women deserve that. Does
you're
that
lying.
include your mom?
You're
Does that
lying.
include your sister?
You're lying. That's the
no,
thing
I'm
is
not
that we
lying.
can't even
I'm
have
right.
intellectual
You're wrong.
conversation.
I'm right. You're wrong.
All right.
Okay?
No, you are
And you're making a fool of
absolutely wrong.
yourself.
No,
And
you
you're
made a fool of
and
yourself.
all these little George Tate or Andrew Tate guys that think you're cool.
These are all facts, man.
He's a fucking
These
child.
are-
He runs women. He's a piece of shit.
These are facts. These are facts.
Huh?
What I'm saying is, like, we can't even have a discussion on facts because you're saying, "Oh, that's not true."
Well, because
if you
I
can't
said name
even,
a fact and
if you can't
name
even
one.
concede that there are far more social programs for women than men, then we can't even have a discussion.
I
Because
said that there's plenty of social programs for men, and they don't take advantage of them because they're too
there are far
macho
more for
to
women.
swallow their fucking pride and say, "Doc, I
there's
need
far
help.
more
I'm
for
fucking
women,
dead."
and like I said before, men live a significantly harder than women do because women are able to be a housewife if they want. They can to the workforce. They have more ability.
So they
to
deserve
do
less.
what they want to do.
They deserve less. Then.
Within the confinements of a relationship, you must be skeptical. Yes.
Skeptical. You're saying they deserve less.
Yeah, and then you
so you're
mentioned
spitting
the whole-
on women is what you're doing.
Okay.
Every woman that walks by, you deserve less.
Look,
because
man, if you want to
I'm
be a
man
social
and
justice
you're a
warrior, that's
woman.
fantastic. But let's get to the next person.
Okay, right. I know you can't take what I'm saying anymore.
No, because you're just virtue signaling at this point.
I'm not virtue signaling.
You
You're
are.
the one virtue signaling.
You're
the one
virtue
trying to
signaling
get
at this
attention.
point.
You're the next.
You're
Andrew
virtue
Tate.
signaling at this
and
point.
in the end, women are going to win.
Okay, we'll bring on the next person.
Yeah, I
Thank you
know.
for your
Bye.
time.
Bye.
Man, look at this incel. He wants some fame. He wants some attention. Bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. You are the problem with society right now. You are the reason that you got women speaking the way that they speak now. It's because of niggas like him, bro. Niggas like him with that same sentiment who are in higher places who signed off on this feminist bullshit, who trying to push that fucking narrative. Man, shut the fuck up, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, bro. Yeah, he bugging. He bugging. Also, not to switch subjects. I am bothered. People are talking 10 to 20 years for solicitation. Pedophiles get probation. A registered victimless crime, paying for sex agreement, child raper took a soul. Exactly. Not a fan before the case, but justice is justice. Yep, I agree. Justice is justice. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. And the fact that he got denied bail too, that's wild to me. Like, how the fuck he get denied bail? Like I said before, I think they trying to pull the same shit that happened to Tory Lanez in jail. I think they trying to do that to Diddy. That's why they denied him bail. I know it's some shit going on the back end, dog, that's not being said. They should have at least let Diddy out on bail. And then, mind you, this nigga hearing ain't until what? October? September? October? Some shit like that? Nah, fam. Nah, hell nah. So now this man got to sit in jail until the hearing. Months later. You can't give him bail. You can't give him bail until, like, look, bro, you just need to chill out. Go chill out at the crib until your hearing. That's wild, bro. That's wild. I don't agree with it at all. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. They need to do something. They need to do something about that legal system. 1000%. They need to do something about it. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Free Diddy. Real talk. Free Diddy. Yep. Put the ankle monitor on him. Hey, listen. Put the ankle monitor on him. Let him sit at home. Let him do his thing. Let him kick it. Enjoy his time with his family, with his sons and shit like that. But nah, that's a bunch of bullshit what they doing, bro. I don't agree with it at all. Think it's a bunch of bullshit, bunch of malarkey. It's a bunch of bullshit, bro. So yeah, I agree with you on that. I definitely do agree with you on that. So look, let's move on to the next topic. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. So Charlie Kirk debating another feminist. So let's get into it, man. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I love these on the street conversations. I really do. Especially with these college students, because it goes to show you how fucked up and warped their mind is. because they hear a lot of talking points. They hear a lot of things from people in school, the shit that these teachers are teaching. You know, they got these little groups that they go to. Oh, women empowerment. And they don't know what the fuck they be talking about. They ain't even touch the real world for real. So it's just a bunch of bullshit, and it's funny as hell. So let's get into it, man, and then I'll give my thoughts in between. All right.
Prove that there's an actual emergency need instead of just it being an automatic right. Then doctors aren't going to
have a right to murder another human being.
It's not necessarily a right. It's just the ability to.
So when you're
Christianity as I don't believe that we could use Christianity as a good moral basis for certain laws, considering that historically speaking, Christianity has committed many atrocities. I mean, the Christian Crusades killed many people, and they destroyed a lot of our written texts that didn't agree with Christian points, like, for example, the works of Sappho.
The works of what?
Sappho.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, anyways, I understand that this is Catholicism, but also the schools in Canada that abused many Native American people. I just don't see how we could argue that Christianity is the great moral authority that you're saying it is.
You know what's crazy? For those who don't know, my name is Elifar Jojo. I have a master's degree in engineering.
Good person, and
No, to reach nirvana, you know that.
well, yes, but not everyone can reach nirvana.
I know, but you want to
It's
try
not
to ascend, right? And so it's all about yourself, all inward looking, right? To try to limit your touch with the outside world, that the outside world is dirty and it's, you know, it's kind of polluted.
I don't believe as a Buddhist, that's not how I was taught, and I don't think it's fair for you to argue for Buddhism in that sense.
Oh no,
because
that's what
you're
Buddhism.
Not a Buddhist.
No, I know plenty about Buddhism. Like, so Buddhism, as it's written, is that the world is contaminated. We must remove ourselves from the world, and we're going to spiritually ascend ourselves by meditation.
But there's people who don't believe in that.
Well, then you don't
There's
believe in
different
Buddhism. That's fine.
sects
It's okay.
of Buddhism, and they believe in all different kinds of things.
So
Just
that's
as
fine.
there's different sects
So
of
can you-
Christianity. I'm just not in that sect.
Got it. So can you show? So you, what moral way do you think society should live by? Not Christianity. So what way should we live by?
I think that it's not as much about morality as much as societal, and it's just societal needs. Like, for example, like abortion, we can't argue that, you know, Christianity is the reason that we should not allow abortions when clearly there's both a medical and a societal need for abortion.
There's not a medical reason to kill babies, right? That doesn't exist.
Okay, well,
but-
I have one example for that. My mother had Vasoprevia, and they had offered her an abortion because birthing the baby would not only kill her, and like if she went into labor, because the placenta had.
My thing is, why y'all always using these crazy ass extremes where it's not the norm? That's a by person situation. That's a by person basis, and even then, I'm pretty sure that they wouldn't even. They'll probably tell them there are different ways to handle the situation, bro. They always try to find some other way. Oh my gosh, bro, shit's so annoying.
Split into many little veins and covered her birth canal if she ever went into labor. And my little brother at the time, if he had pushed on the birth canal to exit her, she would have died. Both her and her son would have died.
Did your
and
brother
she is
survive
our-
or no?
I want to continue with this point. So she was offered the opportunity for an abortion because not only was she the main breadwinner of her family, but she is also raising 2 kids as well already. She's the right to an abortion is possibly could have saved her life. She did end up surviving, but not. I don't think that.
See that guy standing while everyone else is kneeling? That's Jonathan Isaac.
We should limit the ability to get an abortion to other women in her
Wait,
situation.
hold on, time out. So your brother, you know now.
Huh?
Does your brother survive or no?
Yes, he did.
Wait, so
but
aren't you
it-
glad your brother wasn't aborted? I mean, come on.
Checkmate. Checkmate. Yep, you try to bring up a scenario. And yet your brother and your mom got a whole, both of them lived. So what was the point of you bringing that up? Nobody lost their life in that situation. You basically just defeated your entire argument. Stupid.
I don't.
What kind of argument is that? Aren't you glad your brother's not dead?
It's not that I'm glad that he wasn't aborted.
Yes, so that's so we're pro-life. That's what we want. We don't want your brother to be aborted. Imagine how many millions other like him are aborted.
But if my mom died,
She didn't. It's not even a good argument.
Well, there's so many people that did.
No, that's not correct. I said that earlier. It only happens a couple dozen times a year, and the baby could be delivered by C-section.
People with Vasoprevia have a much higher.
Listen. 113 subs away from the ad-free reviews. Absolutely. Listen, y'all. I'm telling y'all. See, look, this is done by purpose. I could go and pay for it, the premium. I could, but I want y'all to see the growth in real time. I want y'all to see me level up in real fucking time. I don't want to come out the woodwork. I got all the lavish shit going on. It's like, oh, this nigga been doing this. Nah, I want you to see the level up throughout the entire process. I want you to see the full level. Like, damn, but I remember when he was doing his live streams and he had ads going on through it. And he wasn't even getting paid for them hoes. But it's going to be because the people that come through here, they're going to rock with you, boy. And look, we're going to level up. We're going to level up together. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you. No, it's all good. No, it's all good. No, it's all good. No, it's all good. No reason to be sorry about that. Now you understand though. Now you understand the problem. But don't be sorry about that. I didn't take it no kind of way. I just wanted to explain it for the people in the back. You know what I'm saying? Facts.
Rate of death than other women.
Yes,
who are
this
pregnant,
happens
and
maybe a couple hundred times a year, and there's 1.5 million abortions every single year. This is on the extreme of the extreme.
If we have to take away abortions, then we're taking away from everybody, even the people who have a medical need for abortion, where the baby is going to kill them if they come out.
Again, I can grant you that, fine, we'll have those exceptions. Can we make abortion illegal for the other circumstances?
No, because
so maybe it's not about those circumstances.
No,
you're
it
just
is about
using
those,
it. Oh,
it is about those circumstances, because when we take away those rights from everyone and we go into a hospital and there's an emergency need to remove a baby, then we have to prove that there's an actual emergency need instead of just it being an automatic right. Then doctors aren't going to be
You don't have a right
willing
to murder another human being.
It's not necessarily a right. It's just the ability to.
So when your brother was in your mom's womb, was your brother a human being?
I mean, I don't want to argue that. I think that we can argue.
You should have brought it up. If you don't want to argue, you should have never brought that situation up. Now you open the door for free game. Now he can ask you a question about the situation because he finna debunk your argument.
Argument, it's a question.
Keep your personal. If you don't want to talk about your personal shit, keep your personal shit out of it.
When your brother was in
useful.
When your brother was in the womb, was it a human being?
I believe that.
And this is the problem. This is the problem with every type of debate that I see, especially when it comes to.
All right, brother.
Got it. So what moral compass? Fine. What moral compass should we use to write laws then?
Not necessarily a single one. I think that everyone's moral compass is different, and that we should be able to.
Which one should say? Let's, for example,
the one that supports women the most, the one that allows women to get medical.
Why is that? Why is that good? I mean, by what book do you reference? By some moral standard you're appealing to. What is it?
Sorry, what?
No, yeah. By what moral standard do you say that we should have healthcare for women? Why? What? At some point, you're basing this on something. What?
So I'll answer this question for her. I'll answer this for you. If I were you, your perspective don't support.
It's not even a moral standard. It's in the Constitution. Women should have equal rights, and that includes the right to.
You do not have a right to murder another because life is the first right. We've been through that, but I'm saying, but at some point, you say you don't want Christianity to have the moral source. So I ask you, by what moral code should we live by?
Well, I don't think there's a defining moral code that we should live by.
Of course there is. Should we help the sick?
Well, yes,
should we help the poor?
Okay, but my
Should
moral
we
code
feed the
as
hungry?
a Buddhist is that I should never kill an animal.
Very.
And many
Very.
Christians hunt. Many people, kill animals for a living. That's how
I'm
they
not
make a
talking about your
living.
personal. Society has to make decisions, right?
Yeah, and when society makes decisions, they should account for the fact that everyone has a different moral compass. If we're a society that, first of all, a modern society, we shouldn't be basing our moral compass off of a book made thousands of years ago.
Well, first of all, Buddhism's very
my
old
God,
too. But
she's showing herself. Them demon wings starting to show. Them demon wings is starting to show. She's showing herself. Everybody has a moral compass. Do we agree? Do we agree or disagree that there is a general sense of morality out here in this world, right? Generally speaking, we all understand. We all have some sort of concept of what right and wrong is in the moral concept. Yeah, there are nuances, but overall, generally speaking, we do understand. You can't fuck with kids. Stealing is wrong. Killing is wrong. The basic stuff. We all are in agreement to that, right? This shorty just said that everybody has a different moral standard and moral compass. I know you lying to me. I know you lying to me. Yeah, because he aligns.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think Buddhism. I don't think we should ban people going out to hunt because I don't believe in killing animals.
At some point, we have to decide what laws to make. We have to say something.
And I think the law.
We've grown from grossing about $500,000 to now our gross is.
There's a huge contradiction. She said we.
No, you good, bro.
Should be dependent on
what?
How we can most benefit the people already existing in our society.
But okay, but don't people in the womb exist?
That's you could argue that for so long. I don't think it's really useful when we're talking about.
It's coming.
Are you glad you weren't aborted? Are you glad you weren't aborted?
I'm not. I mean, if it was something that if aborting me would have benefited my mother far more than having me would have, then I wouldn't be necessarily angry about it. It's not.
See, I'm glad your mom did not abort you because
you can't be. She said I couldn't be mad about it. Of course you ain't gonna be mad about it. You wouldn't be here to be mad about it. What the fuck are you talking about? She's so nervous. Oh, she's so cute. She's so nervous. Oh shit.
I think life is beautiful. And I want to give that gift to as many people as possible.
Yeah, but you're also in the same turn taking that gift away from women. If a woman has a medical need and her life is in danger,
I've already granted. Let's say abortion is legal for medical circumstances. 1.4 million.
But then when we get rid of abortion for those exceptions, right, we need to think about how it is applied in the actual.
Abortion is the #1 form of birth control in the country right now. Over 1.4 million abortions every single year for non-rape, non-incest, non-life of the mother.
It's really the $1 form of birth control in this country.
Well, that we know of.
Highly doubt
Actually,
that.
if you think about it, if you think about the day after pill,
that's crazy.
Right? If you think about the
People
day
are spending
after pill,
$50 for a abortion instead of the pull-out method, getting a condom. You really think? I'm sorry, in your twisted worldview, you really think the #1 form of birth control is abortion?
Plan B.
I'm sorry, that's crazy.
No, Plan B. Right? Abortifacients, at-home abortions, chemical abortions, surgical abortions. All of those can be defined as abortifacients. Yes, you might be right. Okay, you might say condoms are more than that. But abortion has become a form of birth control. Can you agree with that?
I mean, anything that, all of it, obviously, anything can be considered birth control. I mean, me deciding to not have sex is birth control. I mean,
and that's what more people should do.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't think that that's necessarily something that we can police. Like, what, you're going to go.
What you mean you can't police that? Just don't have sex. Don't open your legs. What the fuck are you talking about? Bro, I swear to God, bro.
I'm not policing, but I'm saying though, if you're gonna decide to have sex, don't kill the baby after you have sex. Pretty simple, because you made a decision to get pregnant.
I don't think that that's necessarily a good argument.
Name deal. I said that's the number before she passed her ass to the same. Hey, I feel that. Feel that. Yeah, bro. I don't know what's going on with these women today, dog. I don't know where they getting their information from. I don't know who they're listening to, but man, they're cooked. They are cooked. I feel sorry for the YNs, bro. I feel sorry for the young cats, bro. I feel sorry for them. Because these are the type of women they're gonna have to deal with. They're gonna have to deal with chicks like this. Yep. And then on top of that, if they're simps like the guy that we just got done watching, if they're simps too, oh man, she gonna thrive. Listen, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm, and make sure y'all hit that bell notification, big dog. You feel me? So let's go over here to this next topic. So we are kind of pivoting a little bit, not necessarily, but just a little bit. Nick Cannon had a show with Sarah Fontenette. I think I said her name right, Sarah Fontenette. About relationships and dating. I'm not gonna play the full video. I'm only gonna play a certain little clip on it. That kind of went viral, so I'm gonna play it and then I'll get my thoughts on it. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. Oh, hold up.
Realm, you're in a different dimension where you're finding all of it. Is it church?
No.
You said it's not the club.
No. You know, and
what planet are these men on?
there are so many good men out here. There really are. There's so many good men out here. Now, this is the caveat. If you choose high value, high earning, masculine man, you have to know what you're signing up for. Like a lot of women think that they want this man that is super successful and well, his schedule might not be the way that you want it to be. He may not be as available to you as you want him to be. You may not get the good morning text every morning, but he's there when it counts. He's there when it matters. The conversations aren't going to be 3 hours on the phone. That's not realistic for this type of person. I know my pool. And so I move in alignment with my pool, you know, and so there, you know, I also believe that women, because we are geriatric at 35, right? I believe that women, one of the most beautiful opportunities we have is to also create legacy for your partner. Whether that, I think it should be marriage personally, but if not, that's cool too. Do whatever makes your soul smile. But inside of that, I really and truly feel like you've got to position yourself to be found by the person that you want. You know, if not, what's the point? Create legacy, do all the things, create the family, be happy, find connectedness, but don't settle for, but also some people should settle. Some people should settle. Some people should stay single. Some people
do y'all think it's, I don't think it's settling though. I don't think it's settling. I think it's getting the person that that's in your bracket. Because a lot of women like to use that, oh, I'm settling. You really think you could have done better? Do you honestly and truly think you could have gotten better? Or is it that FOMO, that feeling of missing out? You thinking there's something green on the other side? Ooh, could it be that? You feel me? So I don't know. Oh shoot, I don't know. He might be in here. I think he's still in here.
Everybody doesn't.
You gotta
doesn't
tell
want
somebody
this.
should settle. So you be like, so don't desire all that you want. Just take whatever's given to you.
No, I'm saying some people don't want to do the work, so you shouldn't expect someone that does do it.
As like the saying goes, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Or I like to say, the biggest game changer.
If you are settling for the version of yourself that you are, you deserve someone else that's settling for themselves. And you should be in that realm. High value masculine, high value feminine doesn't choose average because they don't have to.
Facts.
That's just the reality. And I'm not talking about an aesthetic, by the way. I'm talking about a beingness. And then this is the thing too. This is why, and it goes back to the conversation that we've had, being in integrity with yourself and loving who you are and feeling fulfilled, where two people come together to create one. No, 1 + 1 is 2. We are super whole over here. We are overflowing. Right. And so I just feel like for the right man, I'm not intimidating at all, because the truth is, even though I desire these things, a feminine woman is going to bring them out of you if they're not already, like, what's the word when you start it? If they're not accelerated, ignited. Thank you.
So my bigger question is, why she ain't married? Because she's spitting facts. She's spitting it. How come she ain't married? Why hasn't she been picked? That's what I want to know. I need to know. I want to know. I genuinely want to know. I ain't throwing shots. Just observing.
Yes, that it's going to happen naturally, you know, and I feel like high value means exclusive.
Yeah.
Everybody can't get in.
It's very true. So speaking to that, you listed off some great attributes that you're looking for in a man.
Yes.
And that you are positioned because you are offering these same things. So what are some non-starters for Miss Sarah? What are some things where it's like, he can have all of these things, but if he does this, or if he's into this, or what are the things, and I don't like to call them red flags, but it's more about things that you take notice to that is like, all right, yeah, I've learned my lesson with those type of individuals.
I already
and
have
is narcissism one of them?
No, I think we're all a little narcissistic if you're a little bit successful.
Preach.
Yeah. I think narcissistic personality disorder,
Yeah.
that's absolutely a no-go for me.
Yeah,
That's
then
different.
there's rage in there. There's empathy.
Yeah. And there's delusion.
Yeah.
You live in a world that you've created that no one else knows except for you.
Right.
You know, you don't live in the truth, you live in your truth. And I'm not doing that.
So what are the non-starters for you?
Lacking character.
What is lacking? Everybody has character.
No. I mean,
you mean character as in like integrity character?
Integrity character as in, are you validated by the people outside you? Or are you validated by who you say that you are? You know, are you waiting out here waiting for other people to say?
I think it's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of both, because I can say I'm the greatest of all time. I can say that all day, and I can believe it. I can believe it in my soul and in my spirit. But the results have to match that, though. The results got to match it. So I think it has to be both. Based off of what she's saying, they both got to align. You got to be able to go out into the world like, hey, yeah, that dude Courtney, he great. He dope as fuck. But I also got to believe that too. Like, yeah, but I'm dope as fuck. But then you also know that because everybody else on the outside of what I believe the shit too. Like, yeah, that nigga dope as fuck. Which I am. You know what I'm saying? But hey. You say, got you here for it. Let's get it. I am coming when it is time. Say less.
Oh, this is who you need. I can't. It's a no-go for me.
That's difficult because we live in an age of social media where we all can fall victim to that.
I did in the past, and I'm not doing it again. Before, perception was so much more important to me than reality. The second time I was engaged.
She was stop hacking it.
And we lived on social media. What I mean by that is we were every hashtag. We were Black love. We were relationship goals. We were power couple. But in reality, it was really toxic. But now what I did was I built up this facade of how incredible our relationship was. Now I had to live in a real hell instead of actually just accepting the truth that we were not meant to be together. Right. And so that relationship went further and lasted longer than it should have, because
that's why every time when I'm on social media and I see all these women, hella, I'm talking about over posting they man, they in every picture, every story, every pose. Ooh, I love my man, my man, my man. Ooh, my man. Yo, what it do, Freddie D? What up, my boy? What up with you, big dog? When I see a lot of these women posting, over posting, I say, yeah, she covering something up, something going on. That's not an authentic relationship. Some shit going on in the back end. She posting him way too fucking much. Mind you, ain't nothing wrong with it, but at the same time, there's something wrong with it. Don't nobody need to see that. Don't nobody really care, to be honest with you. They really don't. They really don't. Like, keep that shit to yourself. If you keep the private shit to yourself, bro, you don't gotta show it. Everybody don't need to see everything, man. Cause for one, they don't give a fuck. That's one. They truly don't. You may get a few likes, but don't nobody really give a fuck for real. They got their own shit going on. And two, just keep your shit private. The whole world don't need to see everything that you got going on, dog. They really don't. They don't have to know every single move that you're doing. They don't gotta know every single thing that you're buying. They don't gotta know everybody that you fuck with. They don't gotta see all the text messages. They don't gotta see all the other, man, they don't gotta see all of that shit, man. Leave that shit out. You got the control. Show them only certain things. Keep your private life out of it. Real talk. Never show your whole hand, man. Never show the whole hand. People be doing too much, man. You know this damn social media shit crazy. Can't be letting everybody know everything that's going on.
It's like you almost have to put on.
Right.
And I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And if a man feels like he has to put on, I love that for him. That's great. Go do that over there.
Right.
You know, I'm not interested in that at this point in my life. If it's not real, I don't want it.
That's to be difficult. I mean, is that maybe
I'm just still trying to figure out though, bro. She's speaking gems, but she ain't found nobody though, bro. What? I don't know, bro. I don't know, dog. Cause she's speaking facts. I'm talking about. I've seen her in other interviews too. She be cooking. She be cooking sometimes. Now sometimes she be out of pocket too, but for the most part, she be out here cooking. But she ain't got nobody. Yeah, I want to say she in these streets. I want to say she for the streets. Rinse and repeat with these folks. Rinse and repeat. That's a fact. That's a fact. I'm telling you. I think that's what I think it is. She been the side chicks, and so she been peeping what's been going on, and she just been watching and observing. And so she taking all of her experience from being the thought pocket, and she got here just telling everybody during the interviews. That's what I think is going on. Cause ain't no way you talking like that. Seem as if you got all the experience and all the knowledge, but somehow you ain't even got a ring on your finger. But you want to be married though. I've heard her say that she wanted to be married, but you ain't got no ring yet. She ain't an ugly chick. She fit, she slim, body on point. And you ain't married? Nah, fam. Nope. Yep, folks got all the answers, but nobody in a relationship. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. If you put the work in, you wouldn't be doing this interview single. That's what I'm saying.
The reasons where you may keep your personal life personal, because you are a public figure. You are someone who not only is living life in the public eye, but you're giving advice and being a motivational speaker. And, you know, people are, you know, aspiring to be like you. So you can't, as much as you say, you know, you don't want to put on, but like people are like, oh, they want to know your relationship goals. They want to see, because you speak so much about high value and being happy. Like, so therefore we want to see you in a high value relationship. We want to see you be happy. We want to see you practice all that you preach.
They gonna see it when I.
Oh, so he basically just called out. Somebody. He just called out. He in such a such a smooth way. So yeah, I see you over here, and basically he said, look, I see you over here talking all this good shit. That shit sound good. But all this good shit you talking, but you still ain't got no ring on your finger. So where your high value man at? Where your dude at that you talking about? Because you going from podcast to podcast, you spitting game about what women need to do, how they need to level up, how they need to be as a wife, the type of man that you want and don't want, what you ain't gonna tolerate his character, all this shit. But you ain't got no man. What's really going on? What's really going on? Now but see, here's the thing. That's her real hair right there. You can tell that's her real hair. You see them flyaways right there? Yeah, that's her hair. That's all her right there. She straight silk pressed that thing. Yup. The lashes ain't hers though, but for sure, everything else, that's her hair. But yeah, I need to see. I need you to jump off the porch. I need you to jump out the porch.
I'm married. And in the meantime, I'm practicing what I preach.
Really?
I personally feel like social media is destroying relationships because people come, the devil comes to seek, kill, and destroy at the end of the day. It's almost like you get tried even more when you post your significant other on social media. Both ways. Now your person gets tried because you posted them and people just want to, especially women, we some different kind of creatures. Okay, we want to know.
They're not gonna see your man and try to pop at him to see why you love it so much.
They do. And
okay, I'll take it. I'll take that. That's fair, because I was just saying that certain shit you don't need to put out there. That's fair. That is 100% fair. I get it. So I concede to that. You know what I'm saying? Just keep certain stuff out of there. So you heard it here. I concede to it.
And to be completely transparent, so funny story. I realized when I was 10 years old from an experience that I had a story that I created that said, if I let you in, you'll betray me. So at 10. Okay, so let's rewind.
Let's go back. It's therapy.
I was a dirty kid, okay? Dirty.
She probably don't want to give the illusion either. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She probably don't want to give the illusion either. So I don't think she have the ring on. So if she is, she ain't wearing the ring because she don't want to make sure she keep that life private. I understand that. All right, I get that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nasty, didn't shower every day. If there were roaches where I was from, we would have had them strictly because of me.
Right.
Like I said, my dad ruptured a disc in his back when I was 10. My mom was trying to make sure we weren't homeless while going.
She might be. But I do see the other side of it though. She may not want to put all that information out there. You know what I'm saying? She want to keep her good thing going and she want to keep it quiet. So we gonna keep that over there. We gonna keep that. You ain't for the public. We gonna keep you over here. But also what you said could be true too. So
going to school, taking care of all us kids. So she would say, clean your room.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to them.
Right,
I feel like I'm grown. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
So there was a girl in my school, and I'm going to call her Jane Doe.
Yeah.
And Jane Doe was the everything girl.
Right.
Jane Doe ran fast in track. She could play the guitar, the piano, and sing, and she was beautiful.
Oh, wow.
And she was nice. It's like, you can't even hate this girl if you wanted to.
Right,
you know,
right.
like, where'd she even get off getting all these blessings?
Right.
So Jane Doe.
Something new at Tropical Smoothie Cafe? Cheers to that. Our new Mango Monsoon and Tropical Dragon Passion smoothies take refreshing to a whole new level. Sipping superfoods has never been so fun. You're on tropic time now.
Would have parties like for her birthday where she would invite the whole class over, and we'd go to her house and everything had its perfect little place, right? Like literally everything. Her father was a police officer, her mom was a stay-at-home mom, and I was like, if I could just be like Jane,
right,
life would be amazing.
Right.
And so I asked her, I said, I literally, 10-year-old me, I said, hey, I really want to be clean like you, but I don't know how. I would love for you to come over to my house to play, and maybe you could show me how to be clean like you.
Wow.
The next day, she came to my house. She didn't stay very long. And the next day when we went to school, she told everyone how dirty and nasty and disgusting I was.
Wow.
And in that moment, I created a story that says, if I let you in, you'll betray me. Now, this is the thing about our stories. Most times they're on autopilot. They're subconscious. We don't even know that they're running, right? So now I'm subconsciously seeking the partners, the friends, the experiences, the opportunities that say, if I let you in, you'll betray me.
Right.
So anytime actually out of my adult relationships, 4 of the men that I dated all slept with my best friend right after we broke up.
Oh, wow. That's a cycle. Why?
I beg your pardon.
4 of them.
It's the same best friend?
No, it was a different. No.
You need to leave that.
What was your best friend? Hey, hold on. Shorty, what type of company you keep? She might got some talk. She may have a hard discernment. I don't think she got it. I don't think she got discernment. 4 of the guys you dated, all of them slept with your friends? What kind of friends you got? What kind of man you be choosing? Or is it you? You may talk a good game, you may have wisdom when it comes to it, but when it comes to you actually living that, it may not be it. I don't know, bro. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know, Steph. I don't know, man.
Get her out your life.
different best friend. But what I realized was I didn't have a standard for the women in my life. I didn't have a standard for the moral standard, the ethical standard. I didn't have a standard because I had to prove the story of, if I let you in, you'll betray me.
Right.
So I'm choosing people that are going to do me dirty subconsciously. Right. And so for me, when I post, and girls will pop at your man like no other, that's another reason why I feel like I don't want anyone that's on their first person that's done the work. I don't feel safe there. That's the danger zone.
Tell me.
Anybody that's on their first anything, it's like the guy that gets the baddie. I'm not a baddie, I'm slim, but let's use him as an example, right?
What does that mean?
You know, the baddie, the like, ooh, she bad.
You could be she bad.
Nah. I'm slim. I'm a slim.
You could be slim and ooh, she bad.
Can you?
Yeah.
Nah. You can't.
I'm an individual that prefers a slim baddie. Like,
He said it's an oxymoron.
No. What about all the supermodels?
They aren't baddies. They're supermodels.
Okay. Well, okay.
So what? That don't even make sense to me. A baddie is a baddie. A baddie is a baddie. What are we talking about, dog? What the fuck? So there's a criteria for a baddie? She said she just slim. What that mean? The fuck? Am I out of touch? Like, what the fuck is going on? What do you mean? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking too. That's what I'm thinking too, Sonny. Snow Bunny. That's what I'm thinking. Oh my gosh. She gotta be fishing. Yeah, she on the something raw. Yeah, I think she want to get another baby with Nick. I think she want to have baby number 8. No, how many kids Nick Cannon got? 11? Or is it 8? Well, whichever one it is, she want to be next. That's what it sounded like to me.
Hey, I would say carry on. We going over here, but I believe a baddie one is how you present yourself.
I received that.
Yeah, but like it's just attributes of what we're talking about. Like,
nah, yeah, a baddie, it comes with the whole package. It's your face card, it's the body, it's how you carry yourself, it's how you dress, it's all of it, like, ooh wee. Yep.
I much rather prefer you know, slim thick. Like you got a little pop here, a little pop there, opposed to it's curvy everywhere. Like I need
baby curvy.
I see. That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
I gotta be at the office.
That's a lot of work.
I'm gonna get them 3 times in a day. I need somebody who's athletic.
Jeez, back to this 3.
I need you to run with me. Let's keep it.
And they ain't running. They ain't running. They ain't going running
again,
nowhere.
you are a baddie, but I hear what you're saying.
I received the affirmation.
Yes.
Thank you. But I'm saying
she was fishing for it. Oh, she was fishing for it. Okay, I see what you're doing, Miss Sarah. All right. Shoot your shot, shorty. Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot, man. Hell nah.
a man that gets that, you know, that girl for the first time. The knife was good to him, you know. And I'm judgment free zone, do whatever works. Like, hey, no shame in nobody's game. That man has
not
never.
The knife was good to him.
The knife was
got
good
that.
to him,
Not
you know?
life is good. The knife is good.
Hey, you know, that man is not used to the attention that girl gets, which oftentimes creates resentment for him. That man is not used to
trying to sweat out the silk press.
The women now that she raised his stock, now new levels of women are trying to holler at that man to see if they'll leave her
handle it.
Weak. They just weak. So weakness, not to be confused with vulnerability, because vulnerability is very important. I can't do it. So I don't want to be anybody's first, because you'll mishandle me.
You want to be their first baddie?
I mean, I wouldn't even say I'm a baddie, but I don't want to be the first person that's
together.
I wouldn't even say that. Just I've done the work. You know, because you'll mishandle me.
Right.
And not even intentionally. You can love me so much. You can love me so much, but you don't know how to handle me.
Right.
It's like giving a 16-year-old a Ferrari.
What? Hey, she leaning. Hey, she leaning. Oh, she leaning. She leaning heavy, boy. Oh my God, she leaning into that. I need somebody who know how to handle me. You need some experience. Look, did y'all know that she done swiveled her chair towards Nick a little bit more? That's a swivel chair. She swiveled that bitch toward him a little bit, so she facing him directly now.
Sorry.
She ain't
You'll mishandle it. You know, I don't personally, I'm not here for that, you know, and I'm not saying I'm not the prettiest girl in the world. I'm not the smartest girl in the world, but I'm solid. And in a world where there's a lot of fake, that stands a lot on its own by itself.
Indeed.
You know, so I don't want to be the first.
I heard that. You still dirty?
No. Let me tell you. Okay,
how did you get through that trauma?
So this is what happened, and this is crazy. So I realized, you know, I do all these seminars, retreats, all the different things I read. I love to read, and one of the things that I realized is that out of your limiting beliefs, strong suits are also created, right? And so the strong suit that I created, my limiting belief was, if I let you in, you'll betray me. But my strong suit was, no one will ever be able to call me dirty again.
Why are you not investing
in had a lot of trauma in her life, huh?
Why are you not investing into one of the most incredible?
Hey man, in due time, y'all.
And now if you go to my house, man, every label is faced away.
You got OCD now. You get everything color coordinated.
Yes, they are. I'm so serious. Like every hair is usually, and it's embodiment because I've been working on it. And then also when I start to fall off, I got really solid people in my life. Like when I first moved.
I'm gonna stop there. I'm gonna stop. Hey, I would stop there, bro, because she's like you said, it's no money. She leaning in, boy. She leaning heavy. Oh my God. He said wearing dirty doo-doo brown is crazy. Well, I'm telling you, brown on brown, that is wild work. Nick calling her out and shit. Yeah, see, I don't trust it no more. Say, I need to know how to handle me. No, that's a red flag. I need you to know how to handle me because you can fumble me. What the fuck does that even mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Somebody help me understand. I don't know what that means. You can fumble me. Man, girl, you better get the fuck on. You better get out of my face. Look, man, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm, and hit that notification bell. So I'm gonna tap over to tonight. Was 8 at the table? 8 at the table topic, bro. So they're talking about black folk. So let's see what they talking about, man. We had 8 at the table because they be tripping. I ain't gonna hold you. They be straight tripping.
Poverty look lit. We've made it look cool. We've made having nothing look good because we are resilient, because we are able to still live or have very little means.
Find happiness.
But look a certain way, carry ourselves a certain way, have a certain level of confidence, have a certain level of intelligence.
Well, that lends to his point. I'm sorry to cut you off, because he's talking about striving. He's trying to separate striving and enduring from resilient and settling. That's what I think his point is, because he's saying, being that we make it look good and everything like that, it's still not progressive.
Thank you.
I'm just speaking to his
But that's
point.
not the point that I'm making.
Okay, but I'm just letting you know. I'm sorry to cut you off.
What I'm saying is that we've made it look so good, or we've been able to actually do so well with so little, that people who actually have something in life want to be a hood dude. They want to act like they got it out the mud. Drake is a perfect example. Perfect example. You know what I mean? And we don't even have to talk about none of the Drake hate, none of the Kendrick, none of that. But one thing we do know is that's why Kendrick dislikes him, is because he's not being genuine. You know what I'm saying? And this isn't about Drake, but I think that Drake actually represents a lot of people who actually have a good life, and they don't need to be impoverished. They don't.
You ain't lying. I ain't gonna hold you, because I ain't one of them. But I am not finna sit up here and tell you, yeah, bro, nigga, man, I grew up and I got that shit out the mud, cause I had them struggles. You know what I'm saying? Boy, you crazy here. I grew up in the suburbs. No, sir. 2-parent household. Absolutely. Nope. Grew up in a nice house. In a nice home. You know what I'm saying? Parents were there. Father went to all my sports games, and a couple of times on a couple of my seasons, my dad was my coach. So I mean, hey dog, I ain't gonna be one of them ones. Ain't nobody sweating wheelchair Jimmy. I swear, ain't nobody sweating Drake, bro. Nah, I would not. That's one thing I want to do. You ain't finna sit up and tell me, oh, bro, dog, you must have got out the mud. Nope, I sure didn't. I sure did not. 2-parent household, big dog. 2-parent household, suburban lifestyle, private school, public school, all the way up to my 9th grade, and then everything else from 10th grade all the way through college, straight private school. So yeah, I ain't one of them ones that's finna sit up and try to tell you like I'm some hood nigga. Nah. But that don't mean don't try me though. But I'm just saying though, I be chilling.
Don't need to deal with a lot of bad situations and sleeping in cars and not having
exactly,
food and this.
Exactly, Ron. You did it so I didn't have to. You did it for both of us.
You know what I mean? Like, go rap about your good suburban life.
Just go be rich.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people who are in poverty don't want to be that way, whether they're black or white.
We are stuck on a treadmill as a culture, and we have learned to cope with fake, false happiness. Like, we can have nothing, live in the worst conditions, and still have fun. So for a person who's rich from the outside looking in is like, wow, I'll get mad if I don't have this amount of money, or I get mad if my mom didn't buy me these new Jordans. This person been wearing the same Jordans for 4 years and he's still happy. So they come to us because they're trying to figure out, how do we source happiness with nothing? And that's where their obsession is. But then the higher ups is like, well, look, just in case you niggas get a little crafty and a little smart, let me make sure you realize none of you niggas will be able to have wealth in the next 25, 27 years. Don't forget that. You ain't shit. And that's where these stats come from. That's where all this propaganda comes from, because they're programming us to keep us on a goddamn treadmill going forward for as long as they can.
Okay, man. All right, hold up. Am I tripping? Okay, maybe I'm far removed from it, right? Maybe I'm tripping. And if I'm wrong, tell me, because I don't want this to be an echo chamber. Everybody don't have to agree with everything that I say, right? So am I purposefully overlooking, or am I unintentionally overlooking something? Where the fuck do I see this propaganda and this mental thing of they're trying to keep us down? Where the fuck is that at? Where? Can somebody point that out to me? I'm trying to understand something. Because we had this conversation. We had this conversation on Banter and Barter Tuesday. We had this conversation. Where the fuck is this shit? I don't know. With the level of resources that we have today, everything, with the level of resources that we have today, you telling me that the white man is programming us and telling us, yeah, bro, you gonna stay broke. With all this hustle mindset that a lot of these black people claim that they have, this hustle mentality, you telling me they haven't found a way, or they haven't tried to find different ways to make money the legal way? That's what y'all telling me? Or am I tripping? Or am I a fucking anomaly? Because I know I ain't tripping. I know I ain't tripping. I've always tried to find ways like, look, bro, I gotta figure out how to make some more dough. And then I came up on the right situation at the right time. Shout out to Anton Daniels and the Bag Chasers. Found out new ways to make money. I found out some shit to how to save money a different way. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even think about this. And I didn't have to go do nothing crazy to figure it out. I just invested in myself. And you telling me all these people who got all of these fucking phones, they filming people fighting in the hood. They filming people fighting on planes. They filming people fighting in the airport. They're filming people fighting at 4th of July parties. They're filming people fighting in fucking KFC. People filming shit. These niggas rapping in front of KFC. All kind of shit. You got niggas that got phones in jails. And you telling me y'all can't be resourceful enough to figure out how to make money the legal way and get out of poverty? Nah, no. You ain't finna sit here and tell me, no, you're not. It's a poverty mindset that y'all got. You can't sit here and tell me. Y'all just have they just have a fucked up mentality. And then the people that's around them. Yup, the Montgomery ball, they can film all that shit. But you telling me you don't have the resource, or you don't have the even mental capacity to say, you know what? I need to figure out a way I can make money the legal way. How can I save money, still work a job, but save my money so my money can grow without me having to go work another 2 or 3 jobs? I need to figure out how I can make money in my sleep. I know there must be a way. There has to be a better way. Just asking yourself the question, there must be a better way. It automatically ignites this fire in your mind. It automatically sends signals in your mind to say, you know what? I need to start being resourceful. I gotta look for some shit. Cause this can't be life. There has to be more to life than this. Like that, yeah, this shit's wild, bro. Yeah, nope. I don't believe it. I promise you I don't.
Shit, being black and eating watermelon was looked down upon, but nowadays you're seeing that in the information that comes to the surface that watermelon is one of the most hydrating fruits. But if you're a kid like me in 1993 and you hear, eating watermelon is for black people, and you like, damn, well, why is it for black people? But you don't know the actual health benefits from it. At some point you start to feel shame. So you start to boycott things that are actually good for you. Right. So there's always been an attack on information to keep us beneath where we can actually get to.
But why would you not eat watermelon?
I was about to say, I think
I don't eat watermelon just because I don't like watermelon. But watermelon is nutritional. has a lot of nutritional value. Can help with weight loss. Can help with a lot of shit. Help with hydration. I just don't like the aftertaste of it. But there are other fruits. I eat blueberries. I eat raspberries. I eat blackberries. Strawberries. Yeah, bro. That's exactly. Yeah, that's a light skin argument that this nigga got, man. Rico be killing me sometimes, I swear. Yep. Watermelon is great for men. Get rid of blue pills. I don't even take blue pills. You feel me?
Well, your statement is a little.
Well, think about it like this. So to go on, right? The number one product that is sold, skincare product is what?
Lotion? Korean skin?
Lightening cream. Skin.
Wait, so where?
In the world. The number one
United States?
in the world, the number one product sold for your skin is skin whitening cream.
What?
Okay. So if you look at it, the white people don't want to be white. So who the fuck is buying it? Us.
Got on that phone quick.
Right? So when you look at it and it's like, all right, well, why is this the case? Is because they've already made it so that in order to be or look wealthy or to feel wealthy, you got to be white. So when you talk about why would I want to boycott eating watermelon is because I'm becoming more black and more unwealthy. My odds are actually going less and less and less and less.
Well, get the meat. Well, get it ready then, Snow Bunny. Cause shoot, we preparing for a meetup in Phoenix, so you better get it ready.
So like we start to buy into their culture, or we try to buy into what just even code switching. If you want to work in corporate America, a lot of times you have to code switch. Who are you code switching to?
Over. It's been over actually.
But who are you code switching now? But still, it lasted a long time. So who are you code switching to?
For the majority.
For the majority of whom?
Yeah.
The ruling class, which makes it of what? White people. But what I'm saying is we have to buy into their culture. We're not focusing on their color. We have to buy into their culture, their rules, their regulations. So that's why black people stop doing so many things that we think that black people shouldn't do. For example, like eating watermelon and eating chicken was at one point, use a nigga. You feel? Use a nigga. Or
you know what? Maybe
watermelon and chicken, use a nigga.
Maybe because I'm from the South,
it could be
that is not a thing. Like we eat watermelon and we're proud to eat watermelon. You can't come up to me and see me eating a watermelon like, oh, you jigaboo. Bitch, fuck you. Like it's watermelon. It's the South. It's hot. It's hydrating. Like there's literally nothing you could tell a Southern person about eating fried chicken. Who knows who else eat fried chicken in the South?
White people.
Thank you.
Yep.
The Asians, Mexicans.
But everybody down south eat fried chicken for the most part, bro. That ain't the black people thing. And all them niggas be eating that shit down there. And listen, when I tell you it be, man, bro, I'm telling you, it be some white people that know how to cook some fried chicken down there. And I'm like, ooh, fucking we. You hear me? You hear me? Nah, that ain't just a black person thing, man. You know, people just made it. They just made it that because they see black people always eat chicken. Listen, I'm one of them. Nigga. I love some chicken. Call what you want. I love me some fried chicken, bro. You feel me? I love me some fried chicken. Call it what you want.
Everybody. So like,
but they were eating it too. That was the craziest thing.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that this must be a North thing, but like everything you're saying does not happen in the South.
All right, but what I'm saying is, again,
I think it's just sorry, Rico. I think it's just a stereotype that black people like these things and not that
we do.
Right, but it's not that these things are for black people. So
well,
if I want
stereotype then.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't like watermelon.
The stereotype came from like minstrel shows way
sure
back
did.
in the day, and them performing with
blackface and all that
with watermelon. So that's where that came from. It didn't come from.
You got a what? I got a mushroom recipe for you behind no meat. We are meat. Yes, we are. Shit meat. Girl, you crazy. I'm eating meat. And nah, we ain't doing that vegan stuff over here. Nope. No, we eating chicken. The meat the right way. We eating chicken the right way. We ain't doing that mushroom stuff. We ain't doing tofu. No. No, we ain't doing it. Chicken, real meat. I've already tried that. I've already tried that thing. It ain't the same. It ain't. I'll try it. It won't be the chicken though, but give me something else. Give me something else to try. I can't do that. It gotta be chicken. I tried the vegan. I tried that vegan stuff for a month. You know what I'm saying? I tried it. Nah, I can't do it. You gotta give me something else. You gotta give me something else. Give me a juicer or something. I'll try a juicer. Shrooms are for soul playing. You don't. What you mean you don't fake? What you mean you don't fake meat? You faking the meat by saying don't drink, don't eat meat. That's faking the meat. It gotta be meat.
From like anybody from 1990 and above, it's something again that was the programming before we're seeing the programming. That was the programming before technology. How about that? When they could actually put us on stage and mock us and mimic us, that was their form of programming. And then they would go back and tell other people like, oh, you got to come see this. Like, even if you go back to the origins of Black Friday, you know what Black Friday was about?
Yeah.
So even if you go back to then, like now it's marketed.
Mm-hmm.
This is just because it's just part of our technology. Back then, that was just their marketing.
Mm-hmm. ChatGPT, what's a future-proof business in 2025?
Well, my point was, I don't think that people are going out of their way to say, well, I'm not going to eat watermelon. I'm not going to eat fried chicken because I'm trying to be less black.
Well, now, no, I'm not talking about now. I'm saying in the 90s when you were younger, if you went to a high-end restaurant and you were black and there's majority of white people in this high-end restaurant, you would look at the chicken and be like, damn, I would love some chicken. Let me not order chicken. Let me get steak. Right? Because we were always trying to fit in to the stereotype of wealth.
I know for a fact that, what's the guy? He's in the.
Let me ask y'all a question: is it trying to fit into the stereotype? Is it trying to fit into the stereotype, or is that just what it is? Because you could say the same thing for the hood or suburbs, whatever. There's a certain stigma. You know, a lot of people talking about oodles and noodles in the hood. If you go into a spot that you never been and you see everybody eating steak, why the fuck would you get chicken? Like, oh, well, shit, look like everybody getting steak or lobster or something. So shit, nigga, let me get one of them hoes too. Cause I know I'm one of them people. If I go into a restaurant I've never been in before and I see somebody with a nice ass plate, and if my mental is, cause I know everybody has their thing. Like, okay, well, shit, I'll go in this restaurant. I'll play it safe, so I'll get what I normally get. But then I see somebody walk by with a plate. And I'm like, damn, that shit look good. Hey, wait, hey, real quick. What was that? What was that on that plate that you just gave your that person over there? Oh yeah, that's this right here. If you look right here, it's this. Yeah, you know what? Let me have that. That shit look good. Boom. Now you trying something new. Shit, you eat that shit up. Hey, this shit was busting. I know what look, I done found me a new meal. Guess what? Horizon expanded a little bit. You done found something new because it looked good. Sometimes it gotta look appetizing, bro. If the shit don't look appetizing, you ain't gonna get it. Simple as that. Cause I'm an eye person. If I look at it, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. That shit don't look too good to me, so I ain't gonna get it. I'm gonna play it safe. But if it look good, I say, you know what? That shit look actually kind of good. I'm gonna try that. Listen, what's this right here? Oh, that's that filet mignon. That's what that is. Oh, that's a filet mignon. What's the size that come with it? Okay, you got the string beans. All right, bet. You know what? Let me get that filet mignon right there. Let me get that. That shit look good as hell. Let me get that. And next thing you know, you in that big cutting. Shit busting. You feel me? Like, come on, dog. Come on. This nigga light skin supreme. Light skin, I'm telling you, bro, light skin niggas always got something to prove. They do, bro. I don't know what the hell it is. Yeah, Randy called him out. He said, I ain't eating no steak. That looks like cooter in the middle. That's what I'm saying, bro. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I ain't finna eat no well done. I'm not gonna eat no well done steak. That shit too tough. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Give me a nice medium well steak, nice and juicy, flavorful. Lovely. Expand the mind. It is restaurant quality. And that's that filet well done. Listen. No, I'm doing meat. Son, listen. We're not doing that. We not doing that over there. You know what I'm saying? We eat meat over here. We masculine men over here. We eat meat.
French speaking a francophone country.
Meat.
He's like 30 something. He's like the new leader. I cannot think of his name. I think it starts with an F. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. And I always wondered this. I mean, I know it's from colonialization. Colonialism, but he removed the requirement for anybody like in the judicial system, so judges, lawyers, all of that, they don't have to wear that white wig anymore. So even you could be in Nigeria right now, or we'll say, yeah, Nigeria. He's not in Nigeria, but he's in Burkina Faso. What is it? Burkina? Oh, I don't want to mispronounce it.
Faso.
But you literally will walk in and like you got somebody with a regular, so you got like a little fro or whatever, like your hair, like you have it cut short, and they'll have like a white like wig with the curls on it, like that. No, literally.
That's fucking insane.
With like the with the white, it's like a
I hear you
bib looking thing right here with the black. Literally, that's how they look.
The Beethoven shit.
Yeah, and it's like,
yeah, they bugging. They bugging. I miss Nigeria, yeah, bro. Well, I'm saying yeah as if I've been there before. I ain't never been to Nigeria before, but I'm pretty sure all the fruits and shit they have over there. Oh man, pass that gravy, and I could do that over rice, grits, and potatoes. All right, you out here cooking, ain't you? You out here cooking up. Out here cooking up. I love to see it. You hear me? I love to see it. But listen, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm. Listen, bro, I appreciate y'all for kicking it with your boy to fucking night. Listen, I gotta put it out. I gotta put it out here. So every live stream, I'm putting it out here because we are getting closer and closer to 1K subscribers. Closer and closer to 1K subscribers. And we got something big planned for the 1K subscribers. So we are looking to, I'm going to start promoting it now because I don't know how quick I can get 1,000 subscribers tomorrow. You feel me? We don't know, but I'm going to plan ahead for it. It's going to be dope. I'm going to reach out to some dope people. I'm going to have some dope people come up. I got some great things. I got some great things coming, as well as anybody who wants to be on the panel, anybody who wants to be a part of the Earn Not Given community. Make sure you hit that. The link is in the description for the Discord. So if you want to be on the panel, go to the Discord in the link. The link is in the Discord. The link is in the description. Also, I'm also putting this out here right now too. I want to go ahead and put it out there. We will be doing a meetup. Courtnee Edgar Show, Banter and Barter Tuesdays. We will be doing a meetup. Now, I'm not gonna say where yet. And if you want to come to the meetup, you gotta join the Discord. And then eventually it's gonna be Patreon members only. But right now it's just Discord. You got to though. And that's the only way you're gonna be able to know where the event's gonna be at, when we're doing it, all of that good stuff. So you're gonna get all that information within the Discord. So we're gonna lock in. The main goal is 1K. We got to get to 1K subs. We're gonna do it big because that's when the monetization hits, and then that's when we can start doing the super chats, dog. Start doing them big old super chats, you feel me? That's where that real money gonna start coming in, you feel me? But yeah, I'm excited, man, on where this channel is going, what we're doing, what we're building the community of people. I'm so excited about this, man. This shit's gonna be dope. It's gonna be fire. So with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all Tuesday. So I'll holler.